Did you send the doc out, Dan, or no? Because I don't have it. Really?
I don't have it either.
Yeah, I sent it last week though, so it's probably buried.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Never mind.
What is this opening banter? What is that?
It's like when you go to the gym and you have all your
The gym.
Oh, hey guys, I went to the gym last night and I worked out hard.
I worked out at the gym.
Very much.
I went to the gym and lifted some gates.
Hopefully I sound good on the stream. It's the same mic on both, so.
I love going to the gym. Okay, yeah, I found the doc.
God, we'll just have. I have the audio from that, but I'm guessing it's probably not usable.
Yeah. We can see. Let's see.
That sucks.
I don't dare to speak in the presence of Nick anymore.
He'll call you out, man.
He'll call me out. It doesn't matter how good I get, how much I improve.
It doesn't matter if you literally speak English better than both of us, because you probably do at this point. He will still
you will
call
be
you
there
out.
the day I mess up. Oh, really, Joel? Oh my God, yes.
It's ridiculous to see how quickly, like,
John, you have no idea. People link me like old videos, and they're like, "Is this you?" I'm like, "Yes."
By the way, Dan, can I make one addition to the new? I'm gonna put the link in here. You'll see what it is. Addition to discussion or the news.
Sorry, I forgot my cam. Hey.
Aye.
Aye, mate.
Aye, mate.
Hey Joel, remember that one time that we both slept on my bed while we were watching X-Men 3, The Last Stand?
Do you have a double bed, or do you have like
how much sleeping happens?
It's a queen, I think. I hope it's a queen, because I bought new sheets today. And I just like guessed. I was like, I hope this is a queen.
Wow.
I remember you rolling into your sheets, and then you would. What did you say?
No. No.
No.
No.
I don't even remember what you said. I have no idea.
I can't repeat.
You said something and he just kept saying it fucking all the time.
Well,
yeah, it's weird. It's weirdly how much time I spent with other men in their beds in America. It was a lot.
No, that's not weird.
You confirm?
Confirm.
Right, I added the other thing in the.
That was it.
You forgot that I also had a pillowcase over my head, too. But it was the pillowcase from my friend who flew in. He took the pillow from the plane. I put that over my.
I think I learned what you're into.
No. Please.
43 retweets, Wookie Cookie. God, yeah, I don't know what we're doing. Come on, guys. Let's go. We got Orb on the cast tonight. That's at least.
Everybody go retweet for the love of Sweden. Please.
For the
yeah,
love
it's
of
like
gems,
5 a.m.
everyone
for him. We're
retweet.
keeping him up.
Gems and shoots everywhere.
I don't know if he would have been up
a
anyway.
little bit of split attention because there was 2 tweets. There was the auto tweet.
I killed it. I killed it.
Okay.
Killed the auto.
Okay, good. Focus that fire.
Focus it. Yeah.
Wanting to go
It's very clear which one has the most retweets. So like.
Focus the ads.
You should retweet for the IKEA discount
I'm
code.
gonna go see if I can figure out how to turn on. It's like
we'll have to like hype that. 5 people at retweet will get the IKEA discount code 50% off on the top shelves we have. Go retweet right now.
The top shelves. The best shelves in IKEA.
We got a new one. It's called the Johan shelf. It's new.
I think Renee has a noise gate on there, and that's why the mic is weird.
I'm a professional streamer.
I think Renee has like a noise gate set, so you're kind of going in and then out. You're clear, but it's
okay.
like.
I'll just talk louder. Is this coming through clear?
Yes, that's better.
Okay. I've kind of been talking.
You gotta put
quietly,
it right in your fucking face, right in your mouth. Put your mouth around that thing. Put it in.
Let me, because I don't
not his
want to like
property,
mess with
so-
her setup.
He came
She's
back
got-
to Dan telling someone to put it in his mouth.
Well, you know.
It's like running through some kind of other program and then into Skype. So I don't want to like mess with. I don't know if it's a noise gate on Skype, which it shouldn't be because it's using my settings. But if it's like in the other program, I'm not going to mess with
No,
that.
when you're talking, well, you're good.
Okay.
Stop fucking putting your shirt into the fucking view.
Not. I'm
You're
not
like moving your necklace.
No.
God.
Why
I'm not.
can't I'm not seeing like anybody's video, not even mine.
Can you read it?
I don't want to read it.
Can you read it?
Hold on, I'm gonna drop the call for a second.
God, Blah's Skype avatar is just the greatest.
Oh, he's wearing the same shirt as you're wearing the same shirt as in your picture, so it looks like you barely left us. And you had your camera.
Oh, it is. Are you seeing the one of me just kind of like?
Yeah, you're like leaned over.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm seeing
That's-
Spider-Man.
Funny enough,
I see
funny enough, that
Spider.
was also that was taken last time I was using someone else's computer. That was taken at Lindsay Washburn's desk, and now I'm at Renee's. So just
Blah's
like ping-pong.
becoming like a
Just
world
break into
traveling
people's homes.
podcaster. Just
Yeah,
like
I'm just
every
like
Dude,
Brandon
next week,
Brandon
come to LA and
pre-Twitch.
you can cast in Captain Sparkle's house. That'll be fun. Just keep going around.
I'm
do the
afraid of
tour.
heights. I don't want to go up that high. Lives on like the 1,000,000th floor of some giant tower in space.
In space.
house.
No, 77. No, he's drinking another Four Loko. Don't
What?
do it, man.
Why?
Wait, somebody said for loco?
Oh my god.
He drank one watching the podcast last week, and now he's doing it again.
Wait, who did?
Fool. This path leads to only destruction.
I blew my yard today, and
That's a little intimate.
Oh
wait, let me
my
explain.
God.
Did you
Let me
forget
explain.
half of that? Was it, I blew my yard
God
keeper,
bless
or
I blew all
God bless.
I blew all the leaves out of my
Oh.
yard.
Okay.
those people would say I leaf blew my yard. They would
Oh, I'm
add that
sorry.
little-
God damn it.
That wasn't calculated at all.
This story better get good because
Yeah.
I've never heard an interesting story talk
Yeah, I was
like
just gonna
intro
say-
with leaf blowing.
Well, now like, because the leaf blower is, it's basically a giant vacuum. My arms are just
Reverse
shaking
vacuum.
and they won't stop. It's been
Oh
like
yeah,
hours.
dude. I used to get that when I would weed whack my parents' lawn.
Talk about
Yeah, we
whacking
whack-
and
trimming,
blowing.
trimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually now guilty of like the same exact thing I was just criticizing you for, Dan. Um,
I'm
when I would- when I would-
about
when I would
marijuana
trim
and
the
the
lawn.
weed whack.
when I would do the trimming. Anyway,
This is a good start.
it would be the same thing. I would come in and my hands would just be shaking. Like I'd like get a glass of water.
I'd come in my hands and they'd be shaking.
Like Godzilla's coming.
Oh my God.
Nietzsche's mustache has just subscribed. Overcoming
Apparently
existential
my-
crises to get that subscription. Good job, Nietzsche's mustache. Thank
The
you.
mustache.
I didn't even notice my camera froze on your screen. I'm gonna reload it and see.
Good. This is a good.
Cameras are generally acting fucky. For
I thought
me.
you were just sitting really still.
Maybe
is
I
that a
was-
Logitech?
I was like,
With my
wow, how can
finger
you
in
do
my
that?
eye.
You have ventriloquist?
Just I'm just gonna stand. I'm gonna do the whole podcast like this. Like it's not really in my eye, but it's kind of.
What's in your eye?
I'm in a really intense duel and Quake right now, by the way. That's why I'm like not speaking.
Is your
Oh
eye
yeah, I
crusted
just got a
shut?
triple Moabs. Are we live yet?
Nobody.
Guys, look! I just made invite. Holy shit!
We've been live for 8.5 minutes.
Oh, guys, I just won international.
Wow, cool, dude.
God damn it.
I'm
All right. How many retweets are we
restart
up
Skype
to?
because you can't see my camera and I can't see anyone else's camera.
It's just spinning right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Spinny
Yeah.
dips.
You're also hitting that noise gate constantly.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I'll talk louder.
You got to put that thing in your face hole, right in your mouth.
Once again, I don't think it's his property. I don't think he can be doing those. sorts of things.
It's on a swivel arm. He just moves it. Sweet.
I'm saying I don't.
I didn't tell him
think-
to take off the noise gate. I mean, obviously Renee uses it, so she's probably got it closer to her face. That's all.
You said put it into his mouth hole.
You suck
I mean,
it.
he could.
Suck it on stream, big boy. Hello?
What are you
Sorry, blacked out
talking
there.
about? What is
Blacked
happening?
out. I don't know. What?
Fuck.
Are we live?
Yeah. What?
All right.
Stop
Sure.
it. I've
Stop
had enough
it.
problems tonight, Scott. Don't do this to me.
Stop that. Stop.
Don't start that. Don't bring that one back. That one died like 3 years ago.
I don't even know what that one is. What do you
That,
do?
where you do that thing, you're like, stop, and you'd be in public, and I'd be walking. God, we sound like a married couple. You'd be like, stop it, and I'd be like, don't fucking
What?
do it. Done that.
Man,
I don't
you
remember this
guys.
at all as a thing.
Not now, Nicholas.
Not now. You're embarrassing me in front of these Target shoppers. Let me buy my cat litter in peace.
Nick, do you remember Drop in Target?
no, that's also something we can't talk about.
What's gonna talk about it? I'm just bringing back
I,
memories.
yep,
Oh, I remember
I,
the story.
You don't remember.
yeah, what the? I remember it. I wasn't there, but
No,
I remember it.
I remember it because the story is fucking hilarious, but yeah, we can't say it.
What? You have no idea, Scott.
Oh, I don't know, or I have no idea what you dropped in the parking lot of Target. Okay, I have no idea.
What?
I have no idea.
Oh, you're completely. You don't know the
Alright,
story
so
at all.
It's so off. What did I drop? Wait, what store do you think you know? That's
Oh,
what I
well,
want.
then I don't know. Well, maybe I should.
This isn't vague at all.
Wait, are people not seeing us live?
No, we're live.
Okay,
I see us live.
I see us live
620
too.
people in here.
What the
I
hell
saw-
did I drop in the
Somebody
parking
tell
lot?
Thrash SJ to refresh.
I think he doesn't understand that drop is a person.
Yeah, he doesn't understand.
Oh,
no.
then I'm thinking of a different story then, because there's
But
Warcraft
me
has
and-
lots of stories about that.
Okay.
Yeah, going to the Yim and such.
Like the time that
Yeah.
Joel wandered off at like 2 a.m. to a KFC.
After we had already eaten like 4 times. Oh my god.
I was hungry and it wasn't that far. It's a couple of blocks, but I made it.
I like how you do, but you didn't even know there was a KFC. You just started.
Yeah, you just wandered in a city
honestly,
that you do not
That's
know.
the only fast food.
Why
place-
is that bad? I want to explore. Listen, if I'm in America, why am I gonna fucking take camp in Scott's apartment when I can go out and explore and see the greatness of?
Like the streets of Stockholm are. You could just
Listen,
wander around.
I walked down the streets of LA and I thought to myself, wow, this is a wonderful community. And then I thought, oh, what a fine restaurant. Let me go in and dine.
Fine dining. Yeah.
I
Wow,
went in.
military man worked here once.
That's
Did you
a
get
Sanders?
crispy or original recipe? Do you remember?
What's up?
Did you get crispy or original recipe when you
I
got the
don't
chicken?
remember.
See, it must not have made much
see my
impact on you.
reaction when Scott
Really
Scott
bad. I
left
don't
me in
like
a
it.
car in LA to go get liquor.
That's what it
And
was. I remember that.
I was in the car
That's
and
what
my
it's
reaction was not what a wonderful city. My reaction was, where are these door locks?
Dan honestly thought he was gonna die like everywhere we parked.
I mean, to be
This is,
fair, you
Vince's
live in
birthday.
LA.
I was like, everything here looks sketchy. All of it.
Yeah, that same night I had parked at Lindsay's and then I walked like 4 blocks to the like a Ralph's at like 3 in the morning to get liquor. It was fucking terrifying. Actually, no,
Oh,
it couldn't have been 3.
It couldn't have been 3. No.
was like-
No, it wasn't quite that late.
It was up to the like second though, Dan. When it was close to.
Yeah,
2.
it was
We were,
about
like, rushing in.
yeah.
I remember. I was
Yeah.
grabbing bottles of cake vodka, you know, by the ton.
What are you, a 16-year-old girl?
Yes.
Get it? But I am. No,
I'm,
I didn't get,
I'm
I
just
didn't get
kidding,
cake vodka.
but
No, but
No,
really,
you're not.
cake vodka's delicious, so you can go fuck yourself. No, I'm just kidding. But I did have a
It's-
bottle of it in my apartment, and for some reason, I think I had bought it for someone, and I forgot to give it to him as a gift, and so I drank it myself.
One was for fucking Zach's birthday that we were supposed to give to Zach.
Yeah, and then we
just drank it anyway.
Oh well.
And then
Victory,
the other
sweet
one-
victory.
The other one I bought to give to Karen, I think, and then nothing happened with it.
Jesus condoms, I will time you the fuck out. Do not say fuck Wawa 7-Eleven for the win. Are you out of your mind?
I don't know that I would say 7-Eleven for the win, but fuck Wawa. Fuck them both.
Listen, 7-Eleven. Have
You are a
anybody
traitor.
had the pizza there for what, $5? $5.50?
Why would I ever do that to myself?
It's so good though. I had it like all the time.
No, it's not.
Dude, it's so like you think
If you're
like when you think
hammered,
of-
it's
No,
great.
hey,
If
okay,
you're
listen,
hammered,
listen. I get it. Listen, when you think of 7-Eleven, you think of gross like hot dogs that have been spinning there for like 2 days. I get it. But with the pizzas that are fresh out of the freezer and then into the oven,
Went fresh out of the
Fresh
freezer.
out
As
of the
fresh as-
freezer.
as
Out of
fresh
the
as-
freezer.
Convection
as
oven that
fresh
takes
as can
2
be.
minutes.
Listen, as fresh as can
that
be.
thing was outside of the freezer for maximum 15 seconds before it was popped in the oven.
Then
That's
it's new.
as fresh as you can get.
Listen,
No,
listen, and it
I
comes
put
out
my
and it's
hand, like-
listen, it's crisp, it's moist, it's everything. Well,
Oh.
moist, maybe not.
Yeah,
It's
what a
crisp.
moist
Quality
pizza,
that I
Joel.
want my fucking pizza.
I just put this
Like-
my headphone back on in here moist. I'm done.
Okay, listen, it's
Why do you
crisp and it's
crisp,
juicy.
Moist slice of pizza.
Nothing
Is
you
it
just
cra- is it
said is
creamy as
selling
well?
your
Is it
point
creamy?
at all.
God damn it.
Nothing you just said
God
is making
damn
me
it.
be like, yeah, I want to go to 7-Eleven and pick up pizza now. If anything, like now,
Okay,
now
let
like,
me be. Let,
I mean,
let me
when
give
we
you
went
the
into
biggest,
this conversation, my first reaction, the first thing that popped into my head when you said 7-Eleven pizza is life-altering diarrhea. That has not.
Okay,
Alright, yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
let me give you the biggest incentive why you want to buy it. $5.50.
That's
Little
still-
Caesars.
That's not.
Little
Little Caesars.
Caesars.
I would go
Yeah.
to Little
Way better.
Caesars before that.
I'm not saying
fuck
I'm
is
rolling
Little
in the dough
Caesars?
or
I haven't had
anything,
that.
but a $5 pizza seems like a good reason to avoid.
Oh no, but it's so good though, and it's so cheap, and it's so also good.
Also, I'm pretty sure for $5.50 you can get an entire family of 6 at dinner at IKEA.
That's true too.
True.
You get the Swedish
You should know
meatballs
this,
and you
Joel.
buy the shelf. That's,
That's fucking checkmate, dude. That's right.
That's true.
Are we ready, Brandon?
It's like
True.
CC's Pizza, the $5.99 all you can eat
Oh,
buffet. Like
CC's Pizza.
there's a
I have that all
reason
the
that
time.
pizza is $5.99 for an entire buffet.
I went to a
It's not like-
CC's once,
it's
and
not
I
like
shit
all the
out my
time.
entire colon immediately after.
It's not actually
Cliche.
Like,
It's also a reason that
colorectomy.
this giant thing of cheese puffs was $3.99. I just don't care.
And so our retweet, we're over 100 retweets, but I just want to say, like, we limped across that finish line.
Mm,
And for having a special guest this week, that
you guys,
like
are
you did the absolute bare minimum.
disappointing.
Yeah,
Daddy.
come on, guys.
he's disappointed.
So we can start, but like, just I just
Begrudgingly.
there's just no just absolutely you did the bare minimum, and
On behalf of Sweden, I'm sad to be honest with you. I mean, what
Mm.
are you trying to say, people?
626 of you, like.
What are you trying to say, people? I mean,
What are you trying to tell Orb here? Are you telling him not to come back? Because that's not what we
what
wanted
are you saying
to tell
about
him.
IKEA? What are you saying
Yeah,
about
what are
IKEA?
you trying to
right now?
say? Joel
What do you say about
single-handedly furnished my
Dude.
apartment, so please show some respect.
Yeah.
Please. I would
Did you
not have
think
a
I was
couch
ready
to
to
sleep
drop
on.
those discounts just illy willy. Wow. It's just not right.
I just realized that I can't go to CC's Pizza anymore because it has the word cis in the name.
Oh, yeah.
Social pizza warrior.
I guess 5 of you did favorite it, so God bless the 5 of you that do that every week.
I don't understand that. Like, why do people favorite those?
Because they like it.
It actually does get tweets a certain bit more exposure.
Does it?
Dave Oshry, when Nick and I went to do the Gunner Optics photo shoot at E3, Dave Oshry was sitting there and he was like, man, why can't I retweet? Or he's like, why can't I favorite my own tweet from this app? And I was like, why would you favorite your own tweet? He's like, more people see it that way. I was like,
What?
why? But
Yeah,
it
well,
is
at the
actually a
top
thing.
of TweetTech, and then like if you can choose to see when people favorite stuff too. So some
Yeah,
people
and
do
I
that.
turned that shit off. I don't want to.
Yes,
I don't
That's
want to see any of
absolutely
that.
not on.
I mean, the
Like
favorites.
sometimes
they
it
don't
shows up
hurt.
in the app, and I'm like, I still don't care. Like you don't need to be showing these to me.
Yeah, that's started happening. The mobile app does show like things that people you follow have.
Yeah,
favorited.
shit like that.
All right, we can start.
And I'm not
Alright.
ever interested in any of it.
All right.
And the degenerates that use the Discover tab.
Oh god, why did they move the mentions tab up on the Twitter?
Because it's social media and they feel a need to change even when nothing's broken.
Twitter hates you.
All right. Let me start this thing up here.
timeline and mentions.
All right, here we go. We're going to officially start this thing. Don't worry, everything will be on here.
Nick,
But
NFEN, do you follow World Star Funny on
Did you
Twitter?
just fucking call me NFEN?
Yeah, I did. Because there's 2 Nicks in here. Do you
I
follow
would like
World
to go
Star
by
Funny on
my name.
And Fen
Fentolini
and Jen.
Auditore.
Nick Fenton?
Fentolini Auditore da Firenze.
Do you follow World Star Funny on Twitter?
No, but I see them.
And I I want
Spit
to
it out.
I want to tag you in their latest tweet. That's that's something I would link you.
Wow.
Damn it.
all right. Let me get this officially started here.
Let's do it.
All right. This week's podcast brought to you by KBMOD.com, of course. This news site behind all this where we don't post any news. But Extra Life, October 24th through the 26th. Make sure you guys don't miss it. That's our 40-hour marathon for Extra Life. We're going on that weekend. Also brought to you by Multistream and, of course, PC Part Picker. Stop linking us 18 Newegg links and just use PC Part Picker. And, of course, by our subscribers. And thank you all very much. And that is
You're welcome.
for the sponsorship this week. Get in there, Scott. Dig deep.
Once again, a massive thank you to all our sponsors every week. We love you. All right, guys, how's everybody doing? And welcome to the KBMOD podcast, episode 160, featuring the incredible Sweetie Madidi, IncredibleOrb. How are you doing today, buddy?
Thank you. I'm doing well, Scott. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing great. The date today, guys, is Sunday, October 5th, 2014. And yeah, we're live here. If you're listening to this recorded.
I think it's Monday for Orb, right?
Oh,
it
yeah,
is Monday, please.
Yeah.
It is Monday for you?
Please
what time
respect.
is it in Sweden?
It's
Right?
4:35
Please list all the
a.m.
dates across the world.
It's 4:35 a.m.
Please go to timezones.com and start reading. Thank you.
So we're going to thank Orb for being with us, on the early morning for him. But yeah, so we've got, I think this is the first time we've had the entire crew together in, I don't know how long, Dan. It's been a while.
Last week.
We've all been here.
Yeah.
No? Last week?
I won't be here for like 2 weeks again after this
John
week.
was
So
here last week.
John hasn't been here, yeah.
I'm getting
Brandon
married and shit. So
is here. So you got everyone here, so this is good. So let's, real quick, or what we started doing is we go, like, if anything fun happened to you, I mean, we're all fucking nerds, as you said so eloquently, I am white, I am a fucking nerd in the
That's right.
That's
right.
But if anything happens that you would like to share, we're going to play popcorn, so anyone can do it. Just say popcorn if you want some. Or actually, that doesn't make any sense.
That's
Because then if you don't have anything.
Do you know
The
how
popcorn-
popcorn works?
I do. It's only if I need help, and then I would say popcorn Joel, and then he would have to go. Joel, so let's start with you.
Are you aware this is a podcast and not a grade school?
No, is it?
Popcorn.
Is it? I mean, we are a podcast, but we are grade school maturity. So,
Okay, fair.
or hit me with something quirky or zany that happened to you this week. I know you always got stories. Come on.
He's
Oh
wearing
man,
a Shiba
you know me.
Inu shirt, so I know he's got
Me.
something good.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm not playing CS:GO, I'm at the gym working hard. If I'm not at the gym working hard, no, I was actually filming a Ghostbusters video.
Oh, boy.
That's like super high production, and I had a line in it. It was sick. I failed it like a million times. But that's
When can we
yeah.
see that? Is it out? Is it?
No. It's gonna take I think they're doing post production, so it's gonna take like 3 weeks. I think
And this,
It's like
and
a-
this is
it's
a
full celebration.
this is a follow up to your film debut in Ghost Rider 2.
Oh,
I love that part.
Caves and Incredible Orb are the same person. It's still funny.
Oh my god! I was wondering.
2014.
Not so funny anymore, actually.
No.
It's not.
I want to read up the scene that Taves is in and just have his character say "to the face" like on repeat the entire time the scene is going on.
I just want to Photoshop Joel in there.
No, I actually joked in my stream, like leading up to this. I was like, "There's gonna be so many Call of Duty and Moab jokes,
Yeah.
just like old times, just like any day. Any time I spend with you guys, but I'm waiting for Moabs to be on.
Let's let me
Man,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Dan.
All right.
Go.
I was just going to say, for those who are new to the KBMOD podcast, or maybe are newer to Orb since he took a break last year and then came back to streaming, the way we know Joel is we used to do this feature on the website called YouTubes of the Day, which then morphed into YouTubes of the Week when we got real lazy. And then just went away.
and it just stopped being a
And then we
Disney.
just stopped posting anything on the
We just
website,
stopped
and we just did
posting
the
it.
podcast.
But we would get
I
Orb
could-
videos.
We have a website.
sent to us constantly, whether it was montages or COD 4 or whatever. And that was how we ended up talking to him. So he tweeted at us. He was like,
That's right.
"Thanks, guys."
That's right.
He had like 900 subs at the time.
Yeah, I remember, dude. I remember. We were all there at the beginning for Baby
We
Orb.
made you.
And Orb was grinding for a long
Right.
time. Orb was grinding a long time before we even found him, quote unquote.
Yeah.
The first video I saw was his map tips for Crisis 2 Skyline.
I remember.
Watch out, man.
Oh
Come
God,
back live from the awesome couch.
the awesome couch.
Yes.
I've been.
You were like
I've
number one
seen
rank in the world in Crisis 2, weren't you?
Checkpoint. Yeah, that was back. That's a little bit of a throwback. Yep, awesome couch.
It still exists, right?
What happened to Awesome
Awesome
Couch?
couch still exists. No, it still exists. I just don't do
think
my
you
videos.
showed me it.
Awesome couch anymore. I do them from here in my race car chair.
I get exclusive footage of Awesome Couch via Snapchat.
I think I was originally introduced to Orb. Funny enough, because I mentioned Taves, going back to the whole Taves thing. I said I was like, I love Taves' Swedish accent and so entertaining watching the videos. And Juggernauts, if everybody remembers Juggernauts, I think I mentioned him on the podcast last week for some reason too.
Yeah.
And John wasn't here to shit on his scout abilities.
He's a
but
nice guy. I like that guy.
Juggernauts was like, no, the only Swedish accent in my heart is this guy, Incredible Orb. And so I checked him out, and I was like, this guy's a giant nerd. I'm never going to watch one of his videos again. And I've
Sounds about
remained
right.
true to that to this day.
All right. I mean, I'd rather people say that I look and sound like Taves. Well, maybe not look. I'm not sure, but sound like Taves than look like Syndicate, because that is, oh my god.
Oh, dude, the
do you get that a
Syndicate
lot?
thing. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
usually been many bad calls with that. Like,
Haven't people actually come up to you and thought you were Syndicate before?
yes.
Please
That's the
do tell. Please do tell.
I like the realization at PAX one year that like you and Germa look very similar.
Yeah, that's
That
true,
was
too.
great.
German that all look very alike. No, but there's been many times like during PAX, I think during 2 separate occasions during PAX, small kids walk up and they're like shaking and they're so nervous and they're like, "Oh, I love your videos," and I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then they're like, "Oh, can you sign my shirt, Syndicate?" And I'm like,
Oh my god!
Wow.
and I sign like you. No, I don't sign.
That was
anything.
like fucking. That's not even like rude. That's just accidental.
Yeah.
But like it did remind me of we were at the Renaissance Fair. I don't remember if I told the story on the podcast, but we were at the Renaissance Fair, and somebody came up to Tay and was like, "Hey, you're Tay, Tater Tot, right?" And she was like, "Oh yeah. Or do you?" Like, everybody was like, "Oh, he's a fan," and he's just like, "Hey, is Gazzy Mexican here? Can you point me to him?" And just
Oh my
like,
God.
It's like, wow.
That's the best.
Get
it was
pooped
rude as
on.
fuck. It was really not okay.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, "Yeah, he's over there in line for mead." Like,
Yeah, I don't really know what to say, so I just like, no, yeah, I'm not him. I'm sorry. They're like, "Oh," they just walk away. I'm like,
oh, it's fine. Just kill
Speaking
myself.
of, I have so every time I go to this Target, the guy who pushes the carts around. This is actually a creepy story. I hope he's not listening. If
Oh
he
my
is, God bless you.
Jesus
But
Christ.
but I don't know his name. Every time I go to Target and I put my cart back, it's weird. He's like always out there, and like at the time he's bringing the carts back in. So this has happened on 6 separate occasions now total. I mean, I don't go to Target all that
Nice.
often. Over like the last.
Fucking jotting down how many occasions.
Well,
Like
because
writing
it's
about them?
It stuck with me. So the first time I go, he just goes. I'm walking my cart up to him. He doesn't even look up. He's got his face down. He's pushing the carts. He takes it and he goes, "Hey, what's up, APL?" And it does, and then like no reaction after that. And so like I'm walking towards my car and I stop and I turn around. Like I wasn't sure if I heard it, and I got in my car and I drove away. I didn't say anything. That was the first time. The second time, same thing. He's like inside when I'm getting my carts, and I can see he's like looking at me, and I'm going through the store. As I come back out, same thing, putting my cart back in the parking lot. He's like, I walk up to him. He doesn't say anything. I start walking to him. He's like, "Oh, hey, IPL, what's up?" And I turn around. I'm like, "Hello?" And so I'm like, this guy recognizes me. And so he would do this every time, never like offered me his name, anything like that. Just like let me know that I know that he knows who I am, which is kind of weird. And so finally this last time, like this happened on a bunch of occasions, I go and I was like, I assumed like he must be up on my stuff if he's like, I don't know, maybe not. So I go up to him and I'm like, "Hey man, what's up?" And I was like friendly this time. And he's like, "Hey, how's everything going at Machinima, man? I really love him."
When's Hutch coming back?
Yeah, I was like, "I haven't been at Machinima in like a year, dude." And he's like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Oh,
How's it
man."
bugs?
Yeah, I don't think he's listening to the podcast if he
I-
still thinks you work at Machinima.
I hope so.
I think we're in the clear.
But, yeah. Anyway, if you're out there, man, shout out. I gotta get your name. I've never had your name before, so. Oh boy. Anyway.
His name is fucking fuckboy.
Fucking fuckboy.
House
First
life
name
and
fucking, last
Machinima.
name fuckboy.
Or he was trolling me. It's possible he was like trolling me too. Maybe he's just
I don't
an
think
epic
so.
memer.
That's
Might
an
be a mayonnaise
excellent
memer.
IRL troll if it is one.
Yeah, he's really dedicated. Does anyone else
That's
have any
IRL
other...
troll. I was watching it online. Some dude like dresses in yoga pants and he's bent over into the trunk of his car.
I've seen
And
that
like,
one.
and
yeah.
as dudes walk by and look, he turns around and just like gets in their face about looking at the dude's ass. Definitely should watch that video. I need to find that.
Not gonna lie, that guy's a pretty shapely ass.
It's a nice
It
ass.
does.
He hits glutes.
He never
It's-
misses a leg day, that's for sure, right?
No.
Unlike
Yeah,
you. But,
you don't know it. God damn it. Jump on a bandwagon.
I don't know. How did the whole leg day thing start? Everyone's saying that you skipped leg day or something.
Yeah,
It's just
because-
like a joke
you?
in general.
Oh, it's a yoke.
It's a
It's a yim yoke overall.
It's a yoke.
One of those May yokes. Yeah, I get it. All right. Does anyone else have anything fun that happened to them this week before we jump into what we've been playing? Orb pretty much wins it with his high quality zombie production thing that he did. Fucking show off, but he is
Ghostbusters. Sure.
Ghostbusters.
Nothing too interesting. I'm just kind of when Gatsushi was some friends today, it was kind of a matter of, okay, do I bum someone's computer to make it onto the podcast in time, or do I Uber back? And they're all playing a Pathfinder campaign downstairs right now. So I'm at Max and Renee's house using Renee's computer. So shout outs to Renee for letting me use her computer.
Very
But
nice.
that's about it.
Okay.
I went
Your
to
entire week it can be summed up that you were using someone's computers.
I'm
That's it,
bumming
yeah.
someone else's PC. Nothing wrong with mine at all. It's just
Okay.
not here.
Okay, fair enough.
So
Anybody else?
I went to a work friend's birthday party thing Friday.
Did
Man,
you feel?
Man, that was awkward.
Oh god.
Did you get like shitty drunk or anything?
No, like
Did you talk to the
need
people?
to.
though?
I went to the bar like just with him right after work for like happy hour, and then I was like, yeah, I'll tag along to this dinner thing.
God.
And man, Base
did you
Derek, if
talk
you're
about?
out there in chat, man, your friends are weird, man.
What
I'll
happened?
tell him Monday too. No, they're just. I mean, they're just. You know, I met some nerdy people, and then there's these people.
Okay.
yes.
It's a level unto itself.
It's another level. It's
Base
just-
Derek is one of my emotes, by the way, if you don't know. But like, and he's a sweet dude. But man, I don't know that I'll be hanging out with his friends again very soon.
What
Yeah,
made it
there's-
so awkward?
They were just like. I don't
Someone
know,
take out their
man.
penis at dinner. What happened?
I mean, well, okay, there is this one real weird, awkward thing he told me about before dinner. Apparently, one of their friends is married to this, you know, pretty attractive woman, and then the other friend has a huge crush on her,
Okay.
and it's-
well,
Oh.
now
and
we're
it's
weird.
known.
Wait, what?
It's known
No.
that he has this huge crush on her, and he does not hide it, even with the husband right there.
No.
He like, because he's super awkward, like socially.
So why doesn't
So he
the
just
husband do
kind of
it?
like flirts like crazy, like with this girl.
That's
And
That
that
is really
actually
awkward.
was happening. And I was just
No.
Why
like,
doesn't the
well,
husband step in and do something? I don't get it.
I don't know.
maybe he just like feels bad. He's like, you're just super goddamn like socially not okay. So I'm just gonna let this slide. But
Yeah, it was,
I-
it
that's-
was, you know.
I mean, we're all fucking nerds.
Oh yeah,
All of
no,
my
like
friends
don't
are
get me
fucking
wrong.
nerds. But then every now and again, you meet like a group of the dark side of nerdiness who are just kind of like. I mean, I'm not saying we're all like Fonzie or anything, but like some of these people are just like so painful to be around. They're so fucking awkward. They're just kind of like dead silent and just like shaking in a corner somewhere. And then you say one thing about Doctor Who, and all of a sudden they like jump literally down your throat and just they're scary.
Is there a problem with being a super Hulock fan? Like,
Yeah, come on.
I've never watched an episode of Doctor Who.
It's actually
I
not a
have
bad
never
show.
actually completely
I
forgivable.
don't think it airs in Sweden. Sorry.
That's
You
all
gotta
right.
Be careful, Nick. Those are your guildmates you're talking about.
My guildmates. Don't get me wrong. I watch Doctor Who, but like I'm not one of those like super fans. And like, and even if you are a fan of the show and somebody mentions it, you'd be like, oh hey, you watch Doctor Who? Like, you know, maybe you want to talk about it. But like sometimes, like the second they hear their trigger, they're like, that is my shit.
Trigger
I'm going in.
Trigger
And
warning.
it's
Trigger
full
warning,
bore.
Doctor Who.
Doctor
yeah.
Who.
And it's
Yeah.
just like
No, but
disturbing how
I
into it they are.
basically ended up like I ordered like an appetizer, ate like half of it, and was like, see you guys. I'm gonna get an Uber. I'm out of here.
Yeah, 'cause you can't leave too early. 'Cause then it will
Gotta,
be like, oh, why did you just stuck out?
yeah.
Be like, oh man, I think I caught something. I need to go back. I started to feel sick.
Thing is, like Derek's super cool.
I know.
Like he would fit in with this group, no problem. But like, yeah. That
No, but
extended
once it's
friend
super
group.
nerdy, you just have to embrace it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you got to do. You gotta embrace it to make it.
Well, we're nerdy, but we also love to smoke the ganj, and I mean that makes us pretty cool. I mean, I think, right? I think that's what really separates us. You know, everyone here.
But then there's a different level of nerd when it comes to the ganj.
That's
like
true,
you talk
too.
about it and they're like pulling out fucking like this 12-page paper they wrote about this specific
That's so
strand of
true.
ganj.
That is honestly one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to the ganj is people like I have a friend on Facebook
Smoke
that I
it.
used to work with. Like, yeah, literally every article he posts is about like the medical benefits of weed and like, and I'm just like, shut up. I don't like. Everyone knows like smoking weed is but like he pushes it down your throat. I totally agree, John. It's too much, but
he's a social justice weed warrior.
he is. He is. All right, guys. Well, let's go with
Video
what we've been playing this week, and let's start with Brandon.
Tribes.
If of course you haven't gone to any flea markets, Brandon, and you have any updates on the flea markets.
No, not this week. Not
Okay.
this week. I did get a flu shot though, so that's about the most exciting thing that's happened in the
When
past
did you
week.
get your flu shot?
Yeah, that's intense.
It was on Wednesday, and I
Oh.
thought, I expected to not feel great like Thursday, but I actually felt really good. So as
That's
far
always
as-
the worst part for me is that like your arm is just sore for like the entire day.
That's
after.
what I expected, but it felt great. Like
That's
by
It's
flu
weird.
shot standards, it felt great. So that's why it's notable because it,
That probably means you have Ebola.
Oh God.
it's possible.
I hope not.
Got that Ebola.
Just played CS:GO. Scott and I played some
Ebola.
ARAMs.
We did.
Played some ARAMs late.
I
night.
told this story on
It was
the my stream today about how I was very resistant, and you were like, "Come on, man!" I'm like, I've been clean for 3 months in League,
I've
and
been
like,
Come on,
clean
man.
for 3 months.
I've been-
one game.
I know I've been clean for 3 months, and I said in actual time, like real time, that's like 10 years. So that's the equivalent of taking an alcoholic or someone that's been on crack cocaine for 10 years and being like, "Hey, man, just have a little bit," laying the lines out on the fucking table, and like, "Here, just have a little bump, dude. You'll be fine." And sure enough, Brandon and I played for like, I don't know, like 3.5, 4 hours of ARAMs. I went to bed like at 5. And I had a blast, and I was like, man, I don't know why I stayed away so long. That's what always happens. So
No,
It was a good
man.
And
Studies
then-
show that it's not addictive, so it's cool, man.
The cycle begins anew.
it's not good. Yeah,
Well,
it was fun.
it should be noted that I did not pressure Scott. I asked him if he wanted to play, and he said yes.
You're an enabler, Brandon.
I don't know though. I said something about I made my concerns clear to you in the mumble as before.
No, you did one, but you'd already opened the game, and you were commenting on how long it was taking to update because you hadn't played in forever. And I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, you have to update to play. But
There's this new
you
champion
didn't
that-
give me the signal. It's not like you
Yeah.
gave me the signal to to abort.
You're right. No, it's my fault if I get sucked back into it. But yeah, it was fun. That new champion that is in the game though. Well, God bless. What is he doing?
Isn't there always a new champion? Isn't that the whole point of League? There's like a
Well,
They
billion.
come out really often, and yet still 3 ban picks.
Yeah.
See, and you don't see any new weapons in CS:GO. I'm just saying. Like you can get accustomed to
To
the
be
weapons
fair-
you have. You can learn, but
To be
With
fair,
League, it's
those
like too
weapons
much.
would never be used anyway.
Well, as
Yeah.
someone
They
that
put
has
3
played
new
League
weapons
at the
in
level you have,
CS:GO.
Joel, I think you're an authority on it. So you probably should keep talking about it.
He's the #1 Kog'Maw in the game right now.
Kog'Maw, is he?
That's
Yes.
like the only character he plays on League is Kog'Maw.
stop saying that. I only
And the
I-
only character you
I-
play on Smite is Anubis. Joel has over an 85%
okay.
played on
Okay.
Anubis of his whole time.
Can I
play.
Your Honor? Can I defend myself? I'm being like
No.
attacked by
Go ahead.
everybody.
Go ahead.
Sounds
Okay,
like
so
just
listen. Yeah, but I don't even know. You scare me, Nick. Anyways, okay, so with League, okay, I played a few different champions, but then you find what fits you. Your play style is a certain way. You play aggressive sniping. Scott, you pick up on what works for you, man. So I played Kog'Maw and it worked. And in Smite, I happened to stumble upon the great Anubis, and it fit my play style. And I wanted to get really good with that god. Really good with that god. So I just stuck with it.
All right, fair enough. Do you still play Smite often, or?
Nope.
Fair enough.
No, I don't play it anymore because every time I play with Nick, I get verbally abused for my bad English. Every time.
Oh my God.
God
Just
damn
put
it.
a picture in the chat of your
God,
God
nice.
percentage. 84% Anubis.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but Apollo though, look at that. I tried something a couple of times.
Got out of the box a little bit. Nice.
Uh,
So, Brandon, anything else besides League and?
Playing Hearthstone. There's been a bunch of Hearthstone. I've watched way more Hearthstone than I've played. The Hearthstone BlizzCon qualifiers were on this weekend, or they're actually on tomorrow too. But those have been really good. So, pretty much business as usual.
Okay. Good. Orb.
yes.
This week, what have you been playing?
I've been playing CS:GO, and I've been playing Minecraft CS:GO. The cops and what is it called? Cops and who plays Minecraft? No one.
Robbers.
Is it Cops and
Cops-
Robbers?
Something like that. And Hearthstone. I play Priest all the time to add to what we just talked about.
What rank are you?
Higher than you are.
Nice.
I'm higher than
Higher whatever rank you are. No, I don't.
that counter.
Hey, listen, it's a new season, so I'm. Isn't that how it works?
Yes.
Setting,
Oh man.
play so much this season. Like it just resets. So
Listen,
no,
I
man, that's it. CS:GO, Hearthstone,
Wait.
Minecraft, CS:GO, and
what is
that's
Minecraft CS:GO? I don't know. What does that mean?
robbers. It's literally they recreate CS:GO maps or CS maps, and you
Oh.
play.
Minecraft.
You can
How
buy
did-
weapons. And
How does it translate? Like, is it all?
I mean, it's as good as it's gonna get on Minecraft. I mean, with,
But why would you? I don't understand. Like, why would you play
Monopoly.
CS:GO in Minecraft?
it's funny. Somebody linked me, and I was like, I'll check it out.
That's
All right.
funny. All right. Interesting.
I know that you played something else too. If you can talk about it, you went and played. You went and played Advanced Warfare.
Oh yeah, sure.
How was
I
it?
was trying to bring up Barbie because I played that in my stream.
Dude, I played the Barbie. Dude, I have also beaten the Barbie game. So
Beaten. Not played. Beaten.
yeah, I've beaten it.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, yeah, on the Xbox Uno.
How is
Can you
it?
talk about it, or can you?
Yeah, or are you NDA'd?
What do you want to know?
How does it
What-
play? How does it play?
Yeah,
Does it
what's
play
the
like
thing?
COD? Does it
Is
play
there a
like Halo?
silenced MP7?
I mean, there isn't a silenced MP7 actually, as far as I know. The new uplink game mode where it's kind of like American football ish, where you
Wait,
Nobody-
what?
It's like where you pick up a ball and you have
Yeah,
to
you
run.
score. Yeah, and you can throw
Yeah,
it.
you can
Yeah, I
do-
played that. Yeah.
You can throw it in, or you
think
can jump in with it. If you jump in with it, you get 2 points. If you throw it in, you get 1 point. While you have the ball, you can't attack, but you can throw it to opposing, like to an opponent, so he can't use his weapons. It's very tactical, I'll tell you. No, but
It
that's
sounds so dumb when you describe it, but it was fun because
Sounds
I
like
played.
a Ricochet on Halo 4.
Sounds
it
like
was actually-
Super Bowl. Crossed
It was
with
actually
actual
Yeah.
fun. A lot of people always
That's
ask,
not nearly
"Are
as
you
good
excited
because
for?"
Super Bowl's the best.
Yeah, but are you excited for Call of Duty again? And I'll have to say, like, yeah. I mean, I kind of am. I'm probably more excited than I was for Ghost. So, I mean,
Are
tell you
Moab's
something.
back or are Moab's back?
no, there's a nuclear medal though,
Okay.
which is same as in Black Ops 2. But I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it. But it's gonna be interesting. I just want to know about the PC features. I've talked to them and like, I'm getting pretty close with Activision, right? So I'm like, oh man, maybe we can talk with the PC dev and they're like, oh yeah, we'll try and set something up. AKA, you ain't getting shit.
Right.
The whole-
Okay, here's a copy of Destiny and shut up.
Hey, you looking for Skylanders? We can hook you up. I'm like, no, but yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was
Alright.
good.
All right. Take your word for it.
Enough. All right, well, Dan, since you chimed
I'll
in,
take
go
my-
ahead.
The few hours I played it was okay. That's it.
What are you drinking out of?
What is that?
It's a shaking cup, but it's just water.
Oh, okay. That looks very different when you're drinking it.
Does it?
But
What?
Okay.
Continue.
Well, it's because of the strap thing's over his face. It looks like he's wearing a
Depend-
helmet or something.
Depending on the angle, that cup looks way different.
Well, danglage going.
Hold on.
like erotic, Adam voice. That's why I chose it.
Am I up next, Scott? Is that what's
Yeah,
happening?
go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Popcorn.
I played video games this week. I don't know. I played a lot
Good
of
to know.
NHL 15. They got a huge patch in that game, and now it plays completely differently than it did 2 days ago. So now I'm relearning how to play NHL 15 again. It's more arcadey than it was. I got up into the top 0.5% of players, and then got stomped. Just got annihilated. I went 1-6-1, and I don't think I scored more than 3 goals combined in those 8 games. So I just got ran the fuck over and demoted. So now I'm back a division. I've been playing CS:GO, mostly 10-mans. We did a matchmaking last night. Immediately a cheater. So
Of course.
Yeah.
like, I want to
I'm
play
really
matchmaking more, but like this happens way too often, like to make it worth it. So I don't know. Like I'd rather do matchmaking, but you know, it doesn't seem like a worthwhile thing at the moment. There's just so many. This guy was walling. We went back and looked at the demo of the game, and you know,
Yeah.
but sucks. But what can you do? Also played
think
Go ahead.
No. Well, I'll talk about it when I go. Go ahead. Sorry.
Also played BF4 this week. There's a huge BF4 patch, and the game
Yeah,
feels
the DLC, right?
The game feels no DLC. It was just a big patch that they took community feedback and made a patch basically, and it feels so good now. The movement is really crisp and smooth now compared to what it was. The netcode is completely fixed now on BF4. If you shoot at things, your bullets hit them, which was kind of a crapshoot for a while.
Most of the guns take one more bullet to kill though, because they nerfed a ton of damage.
Yeah. Also, your red dot stays stationary now rather than like moving with the gun. Like recoil still affects it, but before it was like if you had an LMG, your red dot was like all over the damn screen because of shot that you took. They stopped doing that. It also runs better. I'm getting probably between 15 to 20 frames more on the same settings. So it runs better. It's super fun. I haven't gotten shot around the corner yet. Someone in the chat saying they were. I haven't gotten shot around the corner again since. But we played about 3 or 4 hours one night, and it's running so well. If they had just come out with what it is right now, last year when it came out, like, it's just so disappointing. But it's not. It is no longer a broken game. So I mean, it works.
But Hardline though.
We'll see. We'll see.
I actually haven't played any Hardline, so I shouldn't speak too much.
We have an article on the site. We have our dude in Australia, Mr. Matty
it
Mouse. He did go and play it, and he got to play their basically Counter-Strike mode.
Yeah.
And he said, I mean, it'll be pretty good. There's just kind of like CS in a way. There's a bunch of equipment that no one will ever use, like in this mode. Like there's tons of equipment, just like, you know, because it's BF. So there's like grappling hooks and all kinds of like, you know, claymores, all kinds of stuff that no one will ever use though in this game mode. So, but I mean, Hardline, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, if it's not broken on launch, it'll probably be fun. Like, I just don't have any faith after BF4. It's taken them a year to make BF4 the game it should have been. So
they were talking a lot of like, we're really going to support this. This is going to, like, there was a lot that they were saying they were going to do.
Well, I mean, they've supported the shit out of BF4. It just was completely fucked on launch. So I mean, like, I truly believe, I've said this on a couple podcasts since BF4 has come out, but I truly believe if the game that I'm playing right now had come out last year, Call of Duty would be in much worse shape right now than it already is from Ghosts. Like, BF4 would have actually taken a lot of players away if it had just worked. I had people in my chat telling me, too, that the Xbox One and PS4 versions now run like butter. Like, they're so smooth now because of all these patches. And
still at 30 frames.
But like, it's taken a year. It's taken oh yeah, I'm playing it at 120 on PC. Like, it's wonderful, of course. But if you had put down BF4 several months ago because it was broken, I wouldn't blame you. Like, but you still enjoy the gameplay, you may want to give it a try again, because I mean, we had a blast. All I had was people after that stream that night. People were like, "When are we playing again? When are we playing again?" So, yeah, BF4 looking good. And I also got some Dark Souls 2 in, just playing around because I want to beat the game and then beat the DLC. But that is about it.
That's Dan. John, hit me.
Some WoW. Been playing lots of WoW. It's kind of a problem. We killed Garrosh this week, so that was good. That was nice. Outside of that, really, mostly Quake. I tried to play Counter-Strike, and I logged in, and I had been deranked again, I guess, from Decay.
Nice.
So that's not cool. So I'm just not playing it anymore.
How is Quake? How is Quake on Steam though?
It's fine. I mean, anybody who bitches about the changes is just an idiot. Like the bunny hopping thing, people were pissed off that they made it so you could just like hold the space bar and b-hop, but it's not the same. Like, you're getting 1/3 of the speed that you would get if you actually know how to strafe jump. So it doesn't matter at all. And I've only been playing duels, so those changes like aren't in effect in duel. So I don't care. I don't fucking care. People just whine about everything. But it's still not very populated. There's like 3,000 or 4,000 people playing at peak, which is still really good for Quake. So you can kind of always
more than
get
Black
games.
Ops 2.
3,000 or 4,000 is about.
Yeah, it's more than it's more than any COD on PC right
It's
now.
like 1,000 to 2,000 more
God
than
bless.
their normal player base before the Steam launch.
More than that, there was like at
jumped-
peak there's like 300 people online on Quake Live.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And is
It's
there
like
is it
10x.
cross with like the browser? Is the browser version still available?
I think it's
Can you
gone.
play
It
with
is.
Steam people?
It is the
It is the
browser
browser
version. It's
version.
the browser
Just
version
launched
built
through
into
Steam.
a client. Like it's
Right. But what I'm saying is like, are people still able to play the browser version? And if so, are they playing with Steam players?
Yeah, I'm sure it's just the same client. If you can still use the browser executable, it's the same thing. Like it's just,
Okay.
it's the
Yeah.
same thing just put into a fucking iframe and made as a game.
Right.
But
Gotcha.
Just quickly
Yeah,
about
and
the player numbers. Sorry, just quickly about the player numbers. I jumped on COD Ghost like 3 days ago, and it was 780 people online, and I just backed out. I was just like, no, it's not worth it. I'm not doing this. And I was like,
780 people on all of PC.
yes, 780
fucking
people.
serious?
If you
games
get
like
on
I-
if you get on Blops 2, which is the only other one that's popular that you can tell numbers, you can't tell how many people are playing Black Ops or COD 4. I don't believe, but Black Ops 2 is like 2,000 to 3,000 times. That's the one people still play is Black Ops 2. So fucked.
All right. Blah, hit me.
Hit
I would
him.
love
Seriously, hit
to,
him.
but you're in LA, I'm in the San Francisco area.
Nice.
So I've been playing a little bit more TF2. Been getting more into it. It's what I'm playing right now because Renee had it installed. So, but I guess the main thing I've been sinking time into this week that's like new has been the new Smash Brothers. Just came out on 3DS. The Wii U version is not coming out until holiday, I believe. But basically, anybody who knows me, who knows that, who knows like what I do a lot with my gaming time, knows that I play competitive format Smash Brothers Melee. I don't necessarily compete. I'm not like somebody you would see at like the Big House for or anything. But I really enjoy like competitive style Melee. My name is Ganondorf, and Smash 4 is okay. It's better than I thought it was going to be. When I got my hands on the demo, it felt really clunky and not good. And it felt very like there weren't a lot of options for characters to take. And I mean, you only had like 5 characters out of the roster to choose from. And a lot of my complaints are still valid. Things like you have very little control. Once you jump into the air, you have very little control of where you go from there, which has always been a huge factor in Smash Brothers. It's called directional influence. If I jump forward, I can then sort of start fading back by holding right on the analog stick. If I jump to the left and I start holding right, I can kind of fade back. That's severely nerfed in Smash 4, and it kind of gives you less options. You have like basically once you're in the air, you're following a set trajectory permanently, basically. And that's not something that people who play Smash Brothers are really used to, and I don't like it. There's also the fact that aerials are severely nerfed. Basically, characters take way too long to recover from aerial attacks. If you do an aerial attack on a grounded opponent and you land during the attack, there's a lot of wind down lag, and that makes the game kind of slow paced, and lethality is super low. It takes a long time to kill anybody, but it's okay, and it lets me play Smash Brothers online. The netcode is terrible. And people, one thing I've noticed is people are really, really cheesy online. People go into they have a competitive style, like 1v1 matchmaking with no items and everything, which is great for like competitive players. But people get super, super cheesy. Basically, all anybody will do is as soon as they start to lose, they'll just hang out on the edge of the stage and then wait for you to come to them and then grab you and throw you off the edge of the stage because the netcode is bad. You can't really like play around that. You don't really have like the frame specific, like counter. Okay, if I time this jump just right, I'll jump over his grab and be able to punish him. Can't really do that with the bad netcode. The other problem is dodge rolling seems to be too quick for online because again, bad netcode, hard to punish. So people will just spam dodge rolls, and also characters that have counter attacks hit really, really hard with the counter attacks, and again, hard to play around netcode. So people just spam down B counters like Little Mac or Marth's down B, and it's super, super cheap. So it's overall like just an okay game. It's better than I thought it'd be. It controls pretty tightly, and the pacing isn't terrible. But I don't think I'm going to be spending like too much time on this. And we all knew going into it, it'll never replace Melee. It just won't. Melee is here to stay. Like I don't know if anybody watched Big House.
Keep
4.
your GameCube setups competitive scene. Apparently,
Keep your GameCubes. Keep your Wii's. Smash 4 is not going to be taking over anything. There might be a competitive scene that evolves around it. I'd honestly be honest. I'd honestly be interested to see where the meta evolves into, and what sort of tricks people are going to discover. Because so far it's been really basic stuff. Because when a fighting game comes out, everybody's kind of discovering like the little intricate mechanics that maybe weren't intentionally built into the game, or things like that. Things like wave dashing, L canceling in Melee, or like wave dashing in like the Marvel games, things like that. If you can like crouch cancel a dash, like.
You don't think it's going to become like the source of the Counter-Strike community, where like Source had shitting that code and people were like, yeah, we'll still deal with it and we'll play it, and then they split off. You know what I mean? And then
honestly, for like a competitive scene, in a fighting game, you don't want to ever consider online in a competitive scene anyway. Smash Brothers always has those communities where people are going to travel and meet up in a real life setting environment because it's just too frame specific. And that's one thing I want to do is honestly just like play people in local multiplayer, because I've only gotten to do that like a handful of times. And it was usually with people who were like way less skilled. So I couldn't get a good feel for how good it'll be. But it doesn't matter because for now, because any sort of competitive scene isn't going to start cropping up until the console version comes out. Because nobody's going to be hosting tournaments on 3DSs. There's going to be a couple like of those launch hype tournaments, but other than that, like it's really hard to get a feel for the game until it comes out on console. So, but honestly, I think it's going to be the same thing that Brawl is, where people are going to try to make it work, and to a certain extent it will. But for the most part, it's just everybody will just go back to Melee. So.
I gotta say real quick, we just had a little chat discussion, and Orb played Barbie this week, and I think if Barbie has net play, which I don't think it does,
I would wreck you so hard, Dan. I have too many hours in the game,
I will destroy you in cat cleaning. All right, I will destroy you.
Cat cleaning? I got like 300 points, mate. Like I'm undeniably.
Let me go find my VOD, and I'll rub that 300 down real quick.
But seriously though, the cupcake challenge in that game is impossible. Like I lose every time to 3 PCs in a game for like 10-year-olds or less. Like lower, like it's insane.
The AI on the cupcakes is just unfair.
They build massive towers, and I get scared, and I don't want to play it anymore.
Wow. Did you win the whole thing though? Did you win the whole thing?
I did.
All right,
Man.
Good.
I did. Yeah.
I was really good.
It's a solid title.
The outfit matching.
I don't know how I started playing Barbie. I think it was a dare, and then I just went with it. Solid title though. Solid title.
All right. Nick Fenton.
Smite, More Destiny, level 27, and fucking Shadow of Mordor, which is really, really, really good.
It is good.
Yeah, I like it.
The Nemesis system in it actually fucking like works, which is the most surprising thing about that game, because it seemed really, I don't know, gimmicky. And it like before it came out, like everything I'd seen of it, it seemed like it wouldn't work the way it does in demos, which things don't really ever do. I mean, it's not perfect, but it makes that world really interesting. Makes it feel more alive when you like run into people that are trying to.
So basically, what it is for people that don't know, if you fail to kill one of your targets, they will become promoted in the army, and then they get more powerful. So there is actually like a penalty. Like you don't want to keep fighting a guy and keep failing, because then it's going to be that much harder to kill him later in the game as your target. And I agree. I think it's really, really well done and really cool. And the way that you can interrogate like everyone, like at any given time, to find out like more targets to get and what their weaknesses are. I'm really surprised too. I think it's really fun.
That game is weird because it's basically just mechanics from a bunch of different other games put into one, and then it's like Lord of the Rings on top of it.
Yep.
But it's all it came out really well. I'm like 6 hours in, so I don't know. I haven't finished the story. But it seems all right so far, and I like Lord of the Rings, and like I'm not diehard about Lord of the Rings, so I don't care if this is like not canon or anything.
Yeah.
To be fair, I brought up that point last week, and I've seen so little people. Like I was kind of like, it was like a concern I thought other people were going to raise that I didn't necessarily have myself, but nobody's really been talking about it. I'm sure that if you were on like Lord of the Rings forums or something, I'm sure there's a bunch of people like, this game is shit, but for the most part,
the only time I've seen that was when the first trailer came out announcing it. People were like, getting real fucking pissed in the YouTube comments and shit about it. But
sure. I mean, that's like always going to happen.
Yeah, I'm really liking it so far. It's basically just Assassin's Creed and Batman and
I
like a.
watched Orb play it. It looks really damn fun. Like it just looks like everything works.
Yeah.
And it got the review scores. PC Gamer gave it a 93 out of 100, which is the highest score this year for any game. Wolfenstein had a 91, I think, and then Divinity had a 90.
Clearly they didn't review Shovel Knight, so shit.
But then like IGN and Polygon gave it middle of the road type scores. But then, Eurogamer was 9.5 out of 10, I think, or something. So it's, I don't know, but it looks amazing. I mean,
yeah, it's a really pretty game. Like all the special orcs are like very like not super different looking, but they have like different armor and shit, so it doesn't feel like you're just killing fucking green orc number 5,000.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's got a pretty good amount of
and
polish.
the combat system is really deep. Like the runes, like you have your rune system where you're putting in different attributes, and then there's the actual, obviously you unlock the abilities for the actual fighting, like animations and stuff and like skills. I don't know, it just is really as a whole pack, and visually, like I have it on, I'm not even running on max, but I'm running everything on high, and it looks fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
a really good looking game.
Did you get your new video card yet, Scott?
No, I didn't. I still have to order the 970. I need to do that. But even on my 6970, it's running like really, really well. So
I guess the texture pack's like 10 gigs or something.
Yeah,
I'd believe it.
Yeah.
The best thing about the game for me is that they took like my least favorite area of Middle Earth as a fan of Lord of the Rings, and it's actually pretty interesting to go around in, especially when, well, semi-spoiler, there's the second big area that you get to is a more green, foresty, not like, I don't know if foresty is the right word to use, but it's a greener area. I'm struggling right now.
Yeah, fix your English, please.
Nice.
Basically, the second area is full of gems.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Fresh for the mind.
Fucking comedian, Nick.
They took Mordor, which is kind of a plain-ass, just like dusty area in Middle Earth.
A fuck to death burning pile of shit.
Basically,
because the orcs destroyed it. It's commentary.
You
on
can see a little bit like the other areas of Mordor that you haven't seen, I guess, in the movies. I mean, if you read the books, you know a bunch about that shit. But
wasn't it supposed to be because it's like it takes place between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, so it's before the orcs really had time to destroy everything in Mordor? Because before they like really converted all of it.
It's between that, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
And I'll go. I mean,
wait! I also played another game for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
The game Zombie Monsters Robots. They came out with a DLC thing. It's called T-Wrecked, which is already fucking super cheesy and meme all over it. And you shoot fucking dinosaurs with like guns on their backs, and the game is fucking garbage. And I would not suggest it to anyone. And the only reason I downloaded it was I was like, fucking dinosaurs. Like, obviously, I'm gonna download that shit, and it was fucking trash. And I would not recommend it.
Very nice.
All right, Scott.
Well, I'll go, real quick around this up. So I had the same thing, Shadow of Mordor, really, really cool. And actually, hopefully, are we going to touch on the topic that I put into the thing?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So we'll talk about that later. But yeah, really enjoying it. I have like 4 hours into it. I don't think I'm as far as Nick, but yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. It's really cool. And finished Fear 2 this week on stream, and the ending of Fear 2 just fucking blew my dick off.
Fear 3 is the worst game you're ever going to play in your life. Just so you know.
Yeah. Everyone's been telling me that. So I'm a little disappointed because the way 2 ends is really on like a cliffhanger. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. So the Fear franchise as a whole, up until this point, I've really liked. Yeah, except for like
it's just the wrong direction. It was like they were struggling, and you could tell.
Well, it's not by Monolith either. It's by the.
Yeah, it's someone else.
They needed to make Fear relevant again, and it didn't work.
Wait, didn't Monolith do Shadows of?
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
That's very good.
We've come full circle.
We should see their track. I don't know what their track record is overall, like how many other franchises they made, but they seem like they have a good track.
They made the console Lord of the Rings MOBA.
By the way, shout outs to Rick Leslie for working on Shadows of Mordor.
Oh, did he? I didn't even know he was working there. That's awesome.
That's weird. I didn't realize there were elevators in Middle Earth.
Oh, Ricklevator meme. Thank you.
And obviously CSGO as always.
Monolith also made the Condemned games.
Oh yes,
nice.
that's right. I totally forgot about it. And the Condemned games are fantastic, man. Condemned
And,
1.
and Gotham City
Right.
Imposters, which is
At least
pretty.
the first one was. I haven't played
Condemned
the
2
second
wasn't
one,
as
but I
good.
loved Condemned 1.
Condemned 1 is really good. Yeah, 2 isn't as strong, but 2 has some cool stuff in it. But it's not near as strong story-wise. The atmosphere in Condemned 1 is even better than the first Fear, in my opinion. Way creepier overall. But anyway, yeah, I don't think I'm leaving anything out. I think that's everything for me.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick 2-minute commercial break, come back with some news and some new releases. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Hang tight.
Drive safe.
Turn off your ad block, you fucks.
I love that.
Drive safe. Yeah.
Drive safe.
No, my favorite
Bye,
thing is when
everybody,
people
and-
say, like, have a good flight, and I'm like, you too, to the fucking lady at the desk. I always do that. You too.
And then
I
you're
just
like, oh
walk
no,
away.
what did I just say? Walk fast, walk fast.
Yeah, the
Just
old,
run.
get some fast food. Enjoy your dinner. You too.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
fuck.
too. Too late.
Oh, you don't have one, do you?
Do ya? Brian Regan, dude. Yeah,
Yep.
you got me. You got me.
I feel you. I know every reference you're going to make before you make it.
Yeah, good lord. In my mind.
Love Brian Regan. You know what I never even noticed about him? Somebody had to point it out to me. He never swears.
No,
And-
he doesn't. He's a Catholic guy. I looked up his like history because I was always curious about that. Because I agree. I think he's like a family man.
Yeah, he's. But like I like after reading that, I was like, I didn't even notice, and I respect him more because I feel like it's harder to be funny when you're not cursing at all.
Yeah.
And not coming across as like being overly PC. Like anybody who doesn't curse just seems like
He's a pretty.
they're
He's like a
trying
Jerry
too hard not to.
He's not Jerry Seinfeld level, but he's pretty fun. Like because Jerry Seinfeld's very similar as well. He doesn't curse
Right.
in his act.
Right.
So, yeah, I agree. He does the balance really well. I think his newest special, well, it might be like a year old now, is really really good.
So look at this. So
No.
we went to Vegas, and Ernie left his glasses in the hotel room, so they shipped it to me. And this package, I think it just says 420 on it. Like, does that not look like it just says 420 for no reason?
Yeah, it does.
Like,
it does.
Why is that on the package?
Was that your room number?
No, it was absolutely not.
They would never
But
have
somebody-
let it go if that was their room number.
Somebody just wrote 420. Like somebody from FedEx just wrote 420 in marker on the front of my package. That's what I'm getting from this.
My guess is they know who you are.
Maybe. There was
Now
no
have your
token.
address, which is kind of creepy, but
Bally's, they had my address anyway. They had my credit card.
oh, that's right.
To have everything.
They have it all.
I wonder, what if it was somebody at the post office, like in transit? If the 420 got added along the way, could be anybody. You don't know.
All right. Orb's going to come back in, but we'll start up real quick. News this week on KBMOD, we had a few new features this week. We had Titty did a review of the Rocat Rios MK Pro, which did come out a while ago, several months ago, but it is definitely still current as far as if you're looking into mechanical keyboards. Definitely one of your choices out there right now, and a current model, so go check that out if you're in the market. Also, we took a look at Iron Fisticle, which is a sort of roguelike Isaac-type game with a weird name. Fisticle is just a weird word. And Capstar
Go on.
wrapped up our net neutrality series of articles. So if you're into that and want to read more on that subject, go check it out. Fisticle. But Scott, I'll be honest,
Fuck.
couldn't get through it, so you go ahead and go with this story.
So this is. Let me just give the background too. So I saw Nick tweeting about it. I didn't click on it. I forgot about it. And then I was on stream, and he comes in. He heard me talking about Shadows of Mordor. He just comes in, and he's like, "Yo," he's like, "No, I got some for you. You have to look at this right now." And he brings up this article, and I mean, it just derailed the stream for like a good 45 minutes of ranting. But so and it was funny because I just played this part actually twice because I bought the game the day like the same night that Sham and I played it on Game Drop. And so the article is basically there's a tutorial at the beginning of the game, and also too, we didn't really talk about this. I said this last week, but the tutorial and like the way they introduce the world and like the character you're playing and everything is honestly one of the best done introductions to any game I've like played in a long time. I thought it was really, really clever. But so the article is kissing versus killing. how Shadow of Mordor fails at explaining the difference. So the whole point of this clickbait article, and I'm going to call it clickbait because it's fucking clickbait.
Goes right at it.
It's a shit article.
It's a shit article, and I've read the entire article a couple times, and I've gotten in the comments as well. So there's a part at the beginning of the game where you sneak up behind your wife. It's kind of it's somewhat teaching you stealth mechanics. So you hold R2 for stealth in the game, and when you walk up behind your wife, you hit the square button or whatever it is, the X button on Xbox or who knows on the keyboard, and you sneak up behind her and you give her a flower, right? And you kiss her and whatever, and it's kind of like a romantic scene or whatever, right? And then flash forward to a scene that's a little bit afterwards. They use the same stealth mechanic where you sneak up behind a orc, hold R2, and you slice the neck, all right, whatever, fair enough, right? So I didn't even think, honestly, anything of it. I thought it was a clever use because then, spoiler alert, you find this out in the first 5 minutes, your family is then killed in front of you, has their neck slit right in front of you, and it's really fucking brutal. And it's like really awful to watch, but you'll if you play the game, you'll know that instantly. And so his whole, so I just want to read, first of all, I just want to read the last part, the last sentence on the article, because the last sentence of this article is so fucking stupid and asinine and a non-story that it doesn't even make sense. But listen, because you can read the whole article and make your own opinions, but this is the last part of the article. We don't kiss our loved ones in the same way we kill our enemies. Games should know that.
Well, I mean, maybe you don't. You don't speak for me.
But I want you to even try to analyze that sentence and try to make it make sense.
Like the fact that you go on websites that have revenue models built on clickbait and get upset when you see clickbait. Like that is what online journalism is at this point. It's like, how do I get people to click? Because we still rely on display advertising.
I think the shittiest days of YouTube, it's like the reply girls of websites, it's clickbait sites.
But see, what I hate is though there are people in the comments that are actually offended by this, and this was part of the rant. I said, and my whole thing was the rant I went on was not that this is not just another fucking clickbait shit tier article that always happens on Polygon and these other websites now, and like you said, the way the revenue model's set up, it's that it gives ammo to the people that actually are misogynistic and sexist or whatever else, right? And actually do have issues with how they view women or whatever else, like how they treat people. They now have this article as an example to be like, look at you fucking people overreacting, right? And I'm gonna get lumped in, if I'm actually reasonable, I'm gonna get lumped in with this fucking idiot who's actually making this non-issue an issue. And it gives ammo to the fucking idiots who are actually out there and could actually I mean, not that they'll be civil or actually have a discussion anyway, but it just adds to the fuel to the fire. That's really frustrating.
What you're saying is it's giving ammo to anti-feminists who are trying to pick apart everything that like feminists do.
It's, and not just feminists, but even just people that are totally
like for example, because
reasonable people.
When really most people are just like middle of the road, like you don't hate anybody, you don't have problems. Yeah, no, it's
that's really what frustrated me about this one. And also, like, I thought it actually overlooked something great because when I played it, I was like, damn, that was like really, I thought it was emotionally powerful. They could have easily changed the buttons. It's not that they had to, people are like, they were lazy.
It's like they could have changed the animation for, well, are they really going to do that in a tutorial? Like, they're going to make that one animation for the tutorial? No.
It was anyway.
It's fucking.
This guy too.
It's a dude that's a fucking ranger in Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
he's a fucking tough dude, and he sneaks up on his fucking wife and gives her a flower and then kisses her. Like it's fucking cute.
This dude writing this article too is a game designer. Think about that.
What games did he design?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
No tutorials. I don't think.
Like
because
I bet they're very hard to play.
This is the best response. This is some Felix in the comments. He said, here's the thing. He's talking about Zach. If Zach had just written an article about the emotional impact of control schemes, completely separate from Shadow of Mordor tutorial, everyone would have said, very nice, interesting, always cool to read about game design. I agree. But by choosing an example of what many of us feel was a great game design, which I feel it was great game design, and most people do, and saying this was bad game design, he made it controversial. And since he's a game designer, or at least I feel, that we should tell him when he thinks he's wrong, blah, 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 because his opinions could, in some small or large way, impact the actual games we play, which I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't know if that's the issue.
Nobody's going to listen to this fucking guy.
But essentially what Felix says is he's made this issue, which is a non-issue, an issue. And it's and picking out something that most people think is actually was cool. Like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So that you can read the article. I don't want to link it because it's going to be more views.
I already linked it.
Dan already did.
Whatever. But
some people didn't know what we were talking about, so You know?
No, you're not.
If I ever design a game, just because I can, just for like whatever fucking reason, it's just going to be a game where you have to either kill or smooch everyone in the game, and they're put on complete opposite. It's going to be like left D-pad and circle on a PlayStation controller. Like that's how far away they're going to be. And it's going to be dedicated to him.
I mean, I want everyone to remember. Listen, just remember this, guys. We don't kiss our loved ones in the same way we kill our enemies. Okay?
That's false. Actually, the human brain, when you're kissing and you're murdering somebody, like in your brain, the equivalent is holding the right trigger and hitting X. The chemicals firing off in your brain are just right trigger X. It's the exact same chemicals.
You're right. You're right.
It is the same thing.
R2X, the same chemicals.
I mean, all you really need to know about Polygon these days is that I have, as someone who watches the news daily for this podcast, and also because I run the website, I've removed Polygon completely from my my feeds and everything. I just can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore because half the articles are this.
And I watch your feed as you just get more and more mad about Polygon, and I just
so I just removed it. And if you notice, it's been like 2 weeks. I haven't been that mad.
Pretty.
I replaced it with Eurogamer, which just reports on video games instead of trying to be some sort of...
The guy who wrote the article makes mobile games? Well, we'll just leave that at that.
Oh, well. All right. Well, next time I need you to solve a moral quandary for me in Puzzles and Dragons, I'll hit you up. But until then, shut the fuck up.
I mean, tutorials for mobile games are just microtransactions, right? I mean, there's no kissing there.
Just don't kiss your loved ones the same way you kill someone, okay? Just remember
Just don't do it.
We do not pay for microtransactions the same way we design video games. And we should know that.
Unreal.
We don't buy gems like we kill people.
Next, and less controversial, but only somewhat, the next Hearthstone expansion hasn't been announced, but they have said that it will have over 100 new cards in it. As someone who basically quit over how Nax was, I'm excited to see what they do.
You quit over Nax?
I didn't really quit over it, but I was just like, I'm not really interested in this now. Like, I don't know. It felt like it changed the game for the worse to me.
I don't know that I agree with that.
I feel like it did change the game, but not poorly or positively. It just didn't change it enough. Like, they were like, okay, so basically, like, what got removed from current meta as a result of Nax Ramus? Nothing. The only thing that's not really being played anymore is Miracle Rogue, and only because they nerfed Leroy. It has nothing to do with Nax Ramus.
If they had nerfed Leroy along with the launch of Nax, people would praise Nax.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
I mean, they still did. Miracle was on the decline. Lothab and Sludge Belcher both nerfed Miracle, but like that's I don't know. Nax. Anytime you add cards or change cards, like some people are gonna like it, some people are gonna hate it. I think them saying that their next expansion is just gonna add over 100 cards. To me, that is going to be a completely different game.
Yeah, and that's what we need, honestly, because the game's like coming from a casual standpoint. I mean, we have the people who stream on our site, we have the people who are running the tournaments, and those people are obviously really invested, and they probably want the meta to stay pretty close to what it is now. But for a casual player, I am so fucking not interested in that game. Like, I am so bored. I'm so sick of playing the same 4 decks over and over and over. It needs fresh blood.
Priest.
I don't know that
Actually, it's not any priest. It's like the 2 warlock decks that I play.
Anubis, 84%
MP7
played.
rapid fire silencer. MP7 rapid fire silencer.
King of Moabs.
I think the meta has actually changed quite a bit recently. I mean, you see classes like Shaman, Paladin, Priest. Like, those classes a few months ago were not really played much competitively. So, I mean, I think coming from someone who watches and plays a fair bit of Hearthstone, I think the meta has actually been moving fairly quickly since the release of the Nax cards.
Maybe competitive meta. I'm totally talking about casual.
There is no casual meta. Casual players don't analyze the meta.
It's play your fucking cards.
Saying that they don't analyze it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I'm talking about.
I gotta fucking play them.
If we're talking about the casual, what does casual meta even mean?
It means the game that 95% of the player base is playing.
Yeah, no, I
you
know
realize that 95% of people aren't like rank 3. Right?
Just
That's
because
me
they
and my
don't
priest.
realize that there's a meta, it's still a casual meta. They don't have to acknowledge it.
just
There's
because
the
they
general.
just because they don't use that terminology or we don't
Yeah,
use it,
I know what you mean.
whoever, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I'm talking about like the subsection of the game. Would that make you happier? The subsection of the game that is being played casually is pretty stagnant.
Well, the counterpoint to that though is that every time they do add cards, the casual players, like, it becomes harder and harder to be a casual player because you will be worse and worse because you have to build up more and more card knowledge. So I think, like, yes, that some casual players might think it gets stale, but if anything, this expansion is going to make the game way less casual.
Like kind
because-
of less accessible. Yeah, that's a good point too.
But
I will
like
concede
I
that
think
point.
Which is good because Hearthstone has about the death of a kiddie pool. Am I right? Compared to like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah,
I'm
it's,
just trying to throw
I
fun.
missed that laugh, Nick. I missed that laugh.
it definitely does have some depth to it, but it honestly could use more. I don't know if
But
a
no,
100
that's what
card
adding cards
expansion.
do will add depth. I mean, like, exactly. I'm not kidding.
Is 100
Like,
cards a lot?
It would be nice of them to add not
That's
only
a good
cards,
fucking
but, like,
chunk
new
of cards,
mechanics.
man. Like I don't know how
I
many
think
cards
100 cards.
game?
Sorry.
how
What's
many
that?
got added in Nax? Is that what you're asking?
No, like how many cards did normal Hearthstone have when it came out?
I
Yeah.
actually don't know. I think it was actually. I think it's probably close to 100, 150 or something like that. If I had to guess.
So
mean-
that's a pretty significant amount.
Yeah.
to
No,
me,
it's a huge amount.
there's like almost 500 cards.
Yeah, but-
400, 500 cards.
To me, as like a super casual player, like it scares me to know there's gonna be 100 new cards I have to learn. Like,
Yeah,
I just want to do my thing, you know. And now
Yeah,
I
I
have
was
to like 100 new cards. Like, obviously, they have to progress the game. They have to add new content, like new cards, obviously. But like 100, like
Yeah, absolutely. So like I think like personally just
365.
speaking strictly numbers, I think 100 is too many, and however many it was in Nax, which was like I think 30 something,
Yeah, it wasn't that
Um,
many.
is not enough. So you need to find somewhere between that. I feel like a 50 to 70 card expansion would be great
There are
because that's a very sizable chunk.
FYI, there are currently 500 playable cards, 412 of which can be collected by players.
Wow, really that many?
Yeah.
I thought it was way less than that.
Yeah. So I guess
Probably because so
412.
many of them are
I
worthless.
guess 412 is really what the number is then.
I mean, still, but 100 on top of that that's
So you're gonna have
I want
over
the-
500.
a lot of cards.
Yeah.
I want Hearthstone to progress to the meta where Magma Rager is viable. Magma Rager, please.
What does that?
He's the
what does that
5/1 for 3 mana. He's the worst card in the
It's
game.
a fucking
possibly.
terrible card.
He's one of the worst cards in the game. He is like horrendous, and I want him to be good.
God
I don't
damn
want him
it.
to buff. I don't want them to. Like,
Don't
make
change
the
that card at
better.
all.
I want
You
the
just
meta
want the
to evolve
game.
around Magma Rager, like other cards that it can combo with that make it godlike.
Can you play Hearthstone against people that have the expansion if you don't?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
like-
it's just
okay.
gonna be
It's
booster
just
cards.
cards.
Yeah.
Okay. I have not played that game in months, so.
Yeah, because you're bad.
Yeah, I was pretty bad.
Easy
I
game.
think I don't know when the timeline for releasing this next expansion is because
Yeah, they
Nax
didn't
is
give
still
that.
pretty fresh.
Mhm.
I could easily see, like, even though they're already talking about the basic plans for the next expansion, saying it's going to have over 100 cards and being booster packs instead of an adventure, like that. Those are like the first two decisions you would make when planning a next expansion. So this could very easily be an expansion that hits in like June of next year.
So
Yeah,
much
I mean, with that
balance
many
needed for that,
cards,
too.
man, that's so much balancing to do.
That's the thing is, like, I think it will obviously freshen up the meta, but it will be a whole other the whole other problem of these cards that will become imbalanced because they just can't test every permutation that people will come up with. And if, like, the one thing that I do like about the game right now is that by and large all of the cards are really well tested. And Nax cards are maybe a little too valuable for the most part, but the rest of the game is actually pretty balanced in terms of, like, there are a lot of different viable decks, and anytime you release over 100 cards, you're gonna have the next Miracle Rogue come out pretty quickly, or the next Zoolock, and that deck will take over. And, like, that's the thing that kind of sucks, is that we'll probably see very few dominant decks until they balance it out the same way they have over the course of the past several patches.
So, Hearthstone, 100 new cards. No timeline on that. We're thinking
Hopefully we get a
2015.
spectator mode at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
That's what I care about a lot more than the
Sorely
next
needs
expansion.
it.
We need a spectator mode.
Yeah.
So,
That is so
Like
overdue.
people are
It's
just
insane.
finding like new ways to hack it together to make it almost look presentable, but
And
it
it's
really just
yeah.
doesn't
It's
look
still
presentably
so
enough.
janky. It like honestly, like with how much they're pushing, like it's Blizzard. You guys have like infinite money. Like you have
I
so
mean,
many infinite monies.
I don't think
can't
they've
even
ever had a game
fathom.
that was on the pro scene at all, so they're not really capable.
Well,
Do you
they
think-
do have World of Warcraft arenas, and I think there's
StarCraft.
that was a
spectator
joke.
client
They
for
made
that.
StarCraft.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But do
Good
you
one.
honestly think it? Do you think it's just that? I mean, or you think it's actually a technical thing? I mean, because the game's huge.
No-
You think? Or it's
no,
just
not
fun?
at all. I was
think
talking.
it's
I was
a mechanics problem. Like
I was
it's-
talking to
Mm.
It's a lot
Yeah,
of
just-
information they need to be able to display.
just yesterday. I was
Yeah.
talking to my buddy who works for Kixeye. They're making Tome, and he was like, "Yeah, we needed a spectator client for PAX, so we built it in like a day." Like and that's a MOBA. That's way harder to build. Like
No, it's
I understand
absolutely
that
not.
it's
I disagree 100%. It's the exact because they're building a spectator client that's the same point of view as the
Okay.
regular players. It's just an
Okay.
overhead point of view. Same thing with StarCraft. Like StarCraft, its spectator mode is
Mhm.
really good, but it's also the same basic point of view as the players because you're looking overhead at the battle. Whereas with Hearthstone, you would have to. I mean, right now you have to constantly switch back and forth between the two people playing. So
Right.
the question is like, what is the best spectator experience? Having all the information on the screen at once in kind of this generic overhead view, or automatic switching between player perspectives depending on whose turn it is? Like there are a lot of questions
Yeah.
that are hard
Yeah,
to
sure.
answer because
Yeah.
you have two different viewpoints that have two different sets of information.
And I guess it is fair to say that the spectator client would never have any use for any of, like I mentioned, the vast majority of players, because the casual players. You would never want a spectator client that people could access because they're going to abuse that. They're going people are going to spectate their friends' games. They're going to be able to see their opponent's hand and just whisper them what their
But just do
opponents
it.
are holding. You can't do that.
Yeah, never mind. I was gonna
Um,
say a delay, but I mean, you're still gonna see
Yeah,
some of
no.
the cards.
No.
Yeah, they have unique problems because like even a 3 or 5 minute delay would not be enough for a default
Right.
spectator experience.
right, because you could be
so-
holding onto a card from turn one.
right.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
waiting to bust out. Like, hey, he drew rag. Like,
Yeah, I think they have a lot of difficult questions to answer in terms of how accessible is the spectator client? Do they build it in as like a feature where you can watch your friends, or is it just something that's limited to tournaments somehow? Like that. It's
Right.
not an easy task, but it
And
is
then-
probably the most important thing for them to do right now.
I would say so. Yeah, because the tournament scene is absolutely booming for them, and all the setups are
I'm
so
just-
janky.
I'm just glad I watched a lot of CS:GO. The best spectator client. So,
Oh yeah, it's
Amen.
really, really good.
Amen.
It's so fucking
Amen.
good. Yeah.
They need built-in replay though. That's what they need.
Yeah. But moving on to real nerdy shit. I guess I'll talk about this because I'm probably the only one using Windows 10 currently. But yeah, Windows 10 has been announced. And the biggest thing for gamers is that DirectX 12 will be shipping with Windows 10. So right now we're on 11, obviously, and 12 should bring graphical improvements as each version always does. This one supposedly is going to be more like AMD's Mantle system, which allow developers to have more access to hardware to deeper levels of access, so they could really optimize things. DirectX 12 is going to allow that from any sort of card. So NVIDIA, AMD, it doesn't matter. Any sort of hardware, because it's all on Windows. So technically, we should get better performance in games from DirectX 12. It should be actually a pretty big, if that is the case. Because Mantle was a huge jump for those who have AMD systems. So Windows 10's all right. The install process was super quick, super easy. It kept all my settings from Windows 7 on my laptop, so I didn't have to do anything. It was already on my wireless, so it was really simple that way. It's really fast, but again, this is a year out from release, so a lot can change, and I'm not playing any games on it. I'm not, of course, not putting it on my gaming PC or on my streaming PC. I'm not going to take that chance of kind of maybe, because you can't revert either from the technical pre. Once it's on there, you can't back.
So should I just suck it up when I reformat next time and do
No.
Windows 8?
No.
No, do Windows 7. If you're a streamer, you should be on
Okay.
Windows
Yeah.
7.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. I've just been sticking. with
Yeah,
it.
like too many problems I've seen with people I know and trust with Windows 8 and yes, and
Yeah.
that's,
I'm going back to Vista so I can play some Halo 2.
That was probably the worst exclusive of all time. Like it still hurts me to this day that they did that. And that was what 10, 12 years ago.
yeah.
I
Like
have no idea.
it still hurts.
No, it couldn't be 10 because the Master Chief Collection is the 10-year anniversary of Xbox.
I don't
Like
know.
8
Vista was what 07 or something.
Yeah, I
Something
think probably like
that.
7 or 8
What a
years.
fucking mistake. God, what
Yeah.
a mistake. Let's make it use 4 gigs of RAM when no one actually has that in their PCs. But yeah, Windows 10 looks good though, whereas Windows 8 was not. This looks
Even
pretty
looking back at the name Vista, it just makes my dick curl back inside of itself. Like Vista, Windows Vista. Also because I worked during when I was at working at the software company doing IT support stuff, like we would roll out Windows Vista to our fucking execs. They get on there, just totally fucked. And I'd be like, and they're like, "This is the newest system." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And then Bill Gates just fucked me in the ass every night.
Yeah.
So it was terrible.
But Win 10,
I
unlike
know it.
Windows 8, feels really good. There's no Metro shit, none of that. The regular start menu's back, like
Okay.
all that kind of stuff is in there. My thought is that eventually you will, we've said this a few times on here, eventually you will be able to get Xbox games as apps on Windows.
Yes.
Xbox One games. So I really think that at some point Xbox One as a console is going to be a pointless thing.
Well, they're looking to unify.
Wait,
The
at
one
some
thing-
point?
The one thing they're
Yeah, they
the
are
one thing
looking to
they're
unify.
missing is like kind of a unified kind of app store like Apple has.
Mhm.
And I think they're like, I would be really surprised if they didn't put some kind of unified store into Windows
Games for
10.
Windows Live.
They
2.
they also said
not
that
even not even that, just like some way
Yeah.
where you can buy it. Windows or Microsoft gets a cut of those sales, but the install process is easy, the updates are automated, things like
Yeah.
that. Like it's kind of amazing they don't already have
the
that.
way they introduced 10 was that 10 will be rolled out to Xbox One as well. So when it comes, but I would say this: if you skipped Windows 8, good.
I like Windows 8.
If you're waiting for something from Windows 7, Windows 10 is the thing you are waiting for. Supposedly, Windows 8 users get it free as an upgrade, and supposedly, Windows 7 people will get it for a massive discount.
Yeah, I think Windows still has the problem of like, why should I upgrade? Why do I need to upgrade?
You
And,
can't
like-
improve on Windows 7 except speed, right? Well, I mean, they can
Speed,
improve.
speed,
but
and being
speed.
lightweight. Yeah,
But like,
But as-
I think there need to be
far as design,
there
I
needs
mean.
to be some cornerstone features that Windows 10 has that makes you want to upgrade. And like, I don't think DirectX 12 is that.
no, it's
I
not.
don't think that's it. And I haven't
But-
seen anything yet that speaks to me as like a hardcore PC user that says, "Oh
Dude.
man, I have to have Windows 10."
Dude, you can now Control V into the command prompt.
Well,
That's baller.
that is
fucking
pretty
actually
huge.
nice.
It took them 20 years to Control V into command prompt. I know half of you out there
it's a
don't even
big
use
feature,
command
Dan,
prompt
come on.
or know what it is, but you can't straight up paste in it. You have to right click right now and go to paste.
That'll make
retarded.
it way easier when I'm messing with all my batch scripts.
God. Well, as someone who works in IT, this is like, thank you, Jesus. Finally. we can
No,
do
but
something.
that's actually kind of what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
little things like that would actually add up for people, but it would have to be either a lot of little things like that or a few big things where it's like, you know what, Windows 7 is good, but here, like these things would make my life a lot easier. Windows 8 had none of those. Like literally
People
none
in
of
chat
them.
are like, yes.
people,
That's a
people
huge
are-
feature to me,
What?
dude.
That's sick.
Like,
One- the
that
only thing
actually
Windows 8
matters to
had
me.
Was like
That's
the
a big
quicker file
incentive to buy it,
transfer.
huh?
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be much, much cheaper, too. I think you're looking at full price, 50 or 60 bucks, as opposed
What's so
to
funny
like
is I love how no one's
120.
talking about the great Apple operating system and the fact that it sucks your dick and lets you, blows you before you go to bed. So that's why we all
No
that's why we all-
viruses on Mac.
It sucks your dick
And
in
no
two
virus.
ways.
That's what's called a killer app.
It is a killer. It's a killer app, dude.
Fucking done.
But yeah, late 2015 is when this will ship. So, but if you have Windows 8, you will get it free. I actually said that was rumored. That is actually confirmed. But yeah, Windows 7, the rumor is $30 to upgrade. Not bad at all. So,
No.
And this last little piece of news is awesome if you actually played Diablo 1, which a lot of you in here listening probably did not. But there is an HD mod now for Diablo 1, which makes it support high resolution and makes it go widescreen. It also adds 2 classes to the game and some extra levels and loot.
Damn.
Which is, like, that game is really good. Of course, the original Diablo.
It's only single player, right?
Yes. Well, no, it is
Yeah, I never
multiplayer.
played.
You can play
It
it on
did have
Battle.net.
multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because I remember they did an HD version for Diablo 2, right? But then you couldn't play online, or could you?
Well, I doubt you'll be able to play online in this one either, because it's a mod. Like, there's no
What the
official
hell was the
mods.
play alone? Like, sure,
So-
nostalgia for like 30 minutes an hour, but then
This
I mean,
video really reminded me how Diablo 1 was like the king of just overdoing spell effects.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so ridiculous, dude. It's fucking awesome, though.
Shit's
Yeah. It
exploding
really is.
everywhere.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You didn't realize it back then, but like now that you look at it, you're like, good lord.
Yeah, and the game was, the mainly multiplayer on Battle.net for Diablo 1 was just people duping items. That's like all it was used for, but and ganking. People love to gank. But new releases this week. Monday, October 6th, Crow comes out. It's a video game where you play as a crow. That's all I
Pro
got.
Simulator?
Nice.
That's all I got.
Pretty stellar.
That
Okay.
sounds like a selling. I mean, that's good enough. I mean,
Hashtag good enough.
Yeah. So that comes out Monday. If you're interested in playing as a crow, go get Crow. Tuesday though, Alien Isolation comes out. This game has gotten incredible reviews, and it looks like kind of the Alien game you've been wanting, if you were into that genre, or into that series. So Alien Isolation out Tuesday. It's $50 on Steam. Got a very high score from.
not to
From
plug
PC
my
Gamer.
show tomorrow, but tomorrow on Darkroom, Gina and I will be taking on
Shut the fuck
Alien
up.
Isolation. We will be tomorrow. A day early. Just saying. Go
So,
ahead.
yeah, Alien Isolation looks super good. NBA 2K15 comes out, supposedly a lot better than the PC port of NBA 2K14, which was utter shit on PC. But 2K15 is the exact same version that's on next-gen console. So, should be pretty good if you're into that and you want it on PC. Also, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition comes out Tuesday, which has some revamped graphics for the excellent Sleeping Dogs, which is only $15 too, the Definitive Edition, if you have the original. It comes with all the DLC too. So if you didn't buy the DLC, you'll get all that with this, as well as revamped graphics and gameplay. So, but if you don't have Sleeping Dogs, you should definitely just fucking get this, because that game is super good. And then Thursday, Final Fantasy 13 comes to PC. I have no doubt this will be a garbage port, as is the Square Enix way. But yeah, Final Fantasy 13, it'll be played Friday on our stream by the anime man himself, AJ Likes Gaming. He'll be live with anime hair on
the
Friday.
waifu king.
He's gonna have to stream for a long time until that game gets good, from what I hear. Like,
Well, he's
60
played the game
hours.
before. He's played the game before. So. But yeah, Final Fantasy 13, we'll be streaming it Friday. And then Friday, Rise, Son of Rome comes out. If you love QuickTime events,
Oh,
hop
yeah.
on,
Please,
baby.
fucking,
Woo!
I fell asleep before you got done with that sentence. God, that game is so fucking plain
Nice.
Jane.
Yeah,
Culturally
Rise, Son of Rome.
appropriating Roman people.
The reason Crytek is going under, October 10th on PC.
There's a lot of reasons.
Yeah, there are a lot. But that is it for new releases this week. We're getting into the really hard season on your wallet here. This is just the first week of many that will have a really good AAA game coming out on that Tuesday, as we get through October and November. So,
Shadow of Mordor?
what?
Shadow of Mordor was not a...
That's kind of the
AAA?
beginning. Yeah, you're right. That was kind of the first one.
I mean, Destiny before that, but that's not PC.
So, we got Evil Within next week. I don't know what's out.
Oh, yeah.
It's my first for 28.
I gotta stay clean on that so I can play it. So I can play it for the. That's gonna be.
I think the end
Well, you
of
don't have to
October
stay
is a
clean
little
on it.
lighter.
I bet it'll
and
still be
then
scary.
November.
I'm
Um,
gonna do it clean. Like a clean needle in
All
the
right.
system.
All right. But we're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and we'll be back with your questions. They're all over the map this week. We have a long one, too. All right, we'll be back in 2 minutes. Anion, good God.
What is he doing? What is he doing?
There's a novel at the end.
Yeah, I was just down there and I checked that. I was like, wow, that's a lot of time and effort. Jesus Christ.
No more continuing Vape Sensei email this week, but we can't, you can't overdo it, you know.
Vape Sensei does what he does, you know.
He vapes. I mean, he vapes.
Yep.
Anyone who watches this cast on their computer is going to wonder if they're getting messaged on Steam.
I know.
I've been wondering this whole time.
Orb's
I keep
popping
thinking I'm getting
so
Twitter
much.
DMs.
It's going to be a big troll.
One grand ruse.
Yeah, whose fault is that? Come on. Who's doing that?
I know it's you the second I hear the Twitter DM, because anytime I watch your stream, it's just it's TweetDeck DM after TweetDeck DM. Every time.
What? I get no DMs on my...
You bullshit. Every time I watch you stream, I think people are DMing me.
It's literally APLFisher and Dan.
What?
I think you're getting nudes every time.
Yeah, he is getting nudes.
God
Me.
damn it. I'm getting... If only those DMs would be nudes, Scott. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Have you ever gotten nudes while you're streaming?
No. Have you? Is that a common occurrence?
Not
Blacklight?
common.
Have you gotten it?
Whoa,
Oh,
dude!
wait, not common. Just saying. What are you
Whoa.
trying to say?
Are you implying by that question that you have gotten nudes on the stream, Blacklight?
I love this blacklight forearms photo in the document, though.
I know,
now.
it's
Holy
so-
shit! Look
Who
at those
was that?
fucking things.
I demand to know who that was.
It's all over Twitter. All over Twitter.
No one's best. Yeah, I know,
it was
but
a meme.
people were.
Just accept it that you have
Screenshotting it.
great arms. You just
We're gonna
Angle-
Photoshop your arms on a bird.
The angle makes it look like you should be in a textbook.
Kinda does. It's like a stock photo. If you didn't have the headset on, it would be a stock photo.
There's
Yeah,
like a
it's,
math equation over the picture.
Pythagorean theorem. Wow.
Drake's
Step by
Drake's
step.
Twitter profile for the longest time was my hand and is now my forearm.
Yeah, how have you gotten such robust forearms?
I think it's genetic because
What kind of gains are you making here? Jesus.
Gains.
God, how many times you hit in the gym these days? The 4 or 5 times.
Game,
The gym.
you know, never.
Like a yim.
I collected 4 gems at the yim today.
Doesn't even make sense.
No. So
No, but right, Nick, you lost a lot of weight, right?
About 10 pounds.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, 10 pounds is still 10 pounds.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm very happy. This is the first time I've been down to 175 in years and years and years. So I'm very
Lost
happy.
it in
It's all
one place
going
and
right to
gained it in
your-
another, if you know what
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your
Yeah.
forearms. Left your ass and went to your forearms.
I
Veins
channeled
like
all of
garden
my.
hoses.
I'm in the process of doing this like fucked up like Buddha technique.
You're gonna look like Popeye pretty soon.
That was exactly what my friend said, because like I was talking about like working out. My friend's a big fitness buff, and I saw him again at my sister's wedding, and I was mentioning how like my forearms were becoming like a recurring joke, because he asked like why so many people are posting pictures of my forearms, and he was just like, yeah, every man in your family just has very Popeye like forearms. That's exactly what he said. It's kind of funny that you mentioned that.
He was just jealous. He was trying to degrade how great your forearms are, because that's
Yeah.
Oh, he is not jealous of my physique. He is like super fucking fit, like super fit. Fuck that guy.
Let's kill him.
Wow. Hatred.
You seem like really bothered by this man.
A little bit. No, he's a good looking dude. He's
Yeah, yeah, he is.
Nah, he's a good looking dude. Nah.
No, it's just a good looking dude.
I mean,
That's weird to say. but, like,
what are you
I think he's
gonna say?
attractive.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, I mean,
Yeah,
he's a
he's getting all down my
fucking
throat.
dude, you know? It's like, I mean, there's nothing you can really do about that. He's just a fucking good looking dude, you know? Yeah.
What?
Jesus.
Nick broke.
All right.
Nick broke.
First question. Maybe you take them to Blah's forums. At 77x asks, where to take a nice guy or gal on a first date? I need to know so I can imagine what it's like to be loved.
Jesus.
I want to hug you and tell you it's gonna be okay. I want you.
I don't.
But
But
I-
I clinger.
Well, wow.
Now go to the yim, mate.
Go to the
Yeah,
yim.
take him to the yim.
Or were you saying that you will take 77 as your apprentice in the Yim to maybe mine the most gems you could ever mine? With his busty forearms? If he got the Yim?
I would. I
Okay.
would. I would take him under my lat. And I would help him.
Take him under my lap.
I would nurture him. That's my own.
It's so creepy.
All right, but answers. What's a real good first date that isn't cliche?
Taco Bell.
What what you should do is you should just like set up a queue of YouTube videos, get a Chromecast, watch some Woody's gamer tag.
I'm telling you, 7-Eleven pizza. I mean,
Actually
it's low key. It's inexpensive. So
Wait, are you gonna eat it at the 7-Eleven? He's asking where to take them. So you can get the 7-Eleven pizza, but where are you gonna take them?
there's always a
The
parking lot.
7-Eleven, you're gonna sit in the aisles of
Parking
7-Eleven.
lot. A parking lot. Don't take her to a parking
You
lot.
probably drove her in a car. You were close in the car. Let's say, let's jump in the back seat and eat the pizza. Like you start the pizza halfway
After
through.
you eat 7-Eleven pizza, you are not
nudging-
going to want to touch each other's mouths with your mouth. Like, that's not...
And have you tasted this slice yet? And then you put the slice.
You're gonna Lady in the Tramp.
Are you
over,
Lady in the
like, a
Tramping a
melted string of
7-Eleven
cheese?
slice? Like,
Have you
yeah.
tasted the slice? That is a phrase that has never been used before.
And
You're
then
shoving Doritos loaded into each other's mouths.
you
Baby
say,
birding
this could be the
7-Eleven.
cheese talk. I kind of dig you. It's like, oh, that's so cute. Let's make out. And then you start making out.
Oh, over 7
This is exactly what real life relationships are like. Exactly it.
I mean,
Exactly.
maybe somewhere in the world someone's gotten laid from a 7-Eleven pizza day, but I don't think so. I think it's very unlikely.
If they did, it probably wasn't great.
I mean, I'm
And it
sure
probably
it's
wasn't mutual.
coincidentally happened, but probably not because of the pizza.
I think it was a mutual thing. If that
Well, I mean, they might have gotten laid over it, and I still think that would count as a point towards Joel. So
I bet someone's put their dick in a 7-Eleven pizza though.
Oh God, yeah, everyone that
Date
and then
notwithstanding.
before they,
yeah, they cut a hole in it, and then they deliver it, and then they're just
The
hoping,
old
wow, I
pizza
hope
box
that
You
this-
know,
dick
on the-
joke.
on the
All
assembly
right.
line when they make this thing, they all got their dicks whipped out, and just slapping the dough.
Hold
as it
up.
goes down the assembly line.
Men's Fitness
gonna say-
Magazine, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Are you
Wait, did he? I feel like he subscribed like a week ago. How did that happen?
Yeah.
About a
Yeah.
week ago.
No, I think
So-
I think it was Men's Health last
Men's
week.
Health last
Yeah.
week.
Oh, Men's Health. Now it's Men's Fitness.
he has numerous accounts.
What a guy.
Oh.
I
A
think
legitimate answer to this question is somewhere not shitty, and if you want to look good, somewhere local.
So in
there you go.
Applebee's.
Yeah.
Break
Yeah.
it inside the box. Read some tumblers.
if
on
you-
some great date night.
on a budget, Applebee's 2 for $20.
that's the neighborhood.
That is, I mean, honestly, for like a high schooler, that is a godsend for you, or even college student. Yeah, take them to Applebee's.
Yeah, if you're in high school, I mean, your standards are probably already pretty low anyway, so Applebee's is...
Wow.
Chipotle is
Please
good.
Please don't
Um,
shade, dude.
So is this Applebee's get me a hand job or what?
Listen,
that
maybe
is
she'll
definitely a
wanna- she'll
question
wanna
you
touch
should
your-
phrase over your half-off quesadillas.
Maybe she'll want to touch your mozzarella stick. Who knows? Could get,
She
could
doesn't.
get hot and heavy.
So,
Spoiler, she doesn't.
Or she doesn't.
all right, real answer: know your audience.
Yeah.
So you know exactly like how if she's like if she seems like high maintenance and shit, you might want to like start yelping some good fucking restaurants or something. If she's like a huge nerd like you obviously are, maybe like take her out to a local ramen joint and be.
If she's
and-
high
like,
maintenance,
oh,
Love
walk
ramen,
away.
right?
Why would
Fucking
you want that?
stereotypes.
Why the hell would you want that?
Real
Just walk
ramen
away
is
then.
not what you know is ramen.
Yeah.
Joe.
That's,
Yeah. So,
Hey,
no, I mean
ramen's
like a
probably one of the best things you've ever
ramen shop, like an actual place to go to buy
Top
real
ramen's good.
restaurant ramen, and it's delicious.
You wouldn't
And-
know because you only eat 7-Eleven pizza and Denny's when you're in the United States.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, Denny's. Oh.
So-
Denny's
So,
is yes.
hold on. So-
Don't you dare insult Denny's.
So I
God.
think actually I think
Denny's
Denny's
this
is like a
Saved our
really
lives.
Denny's is a really good answer here
It
because
is.
it's low risk. If she doesn't like you, you've only spent what, maybe $20, $25 with tip.
You can eat pancakes. Oh my
You
God.
can
At
get
4
whatever
a.m. Like
you can get whatever meal you want. You can have breakfast for dinner. She can have the Grand Slam. Like it's so many
True.
choices.
True.
Fenton, should I order in the T-bone steak?
I'm done.
Only you would
So-
order a T-bone steak at Denny's. Actually,
It was so funny. That was the first thing he ever said when we walked into Denny's, and we sat, and I was like, "Oh, T-bone steak." And he was like, "Don't order that." And I was like,
I was like, no,
I was like,
it's not from Denny's.
This was also when we went in. They had the promotional Hobbit menu
Yes.
with
I-
the smog burger, which you ordered.
I didn't.
No,
burger.
Joel did.
Oh, Joel did. Yeah. Joel ordered the smog burger.
I
Oh
think
my
you
God.
ordered it twice. We went again, and you ordered it again.
Dude, every
You
time
guys live in
Joel's
LA,
here,
isn't every burger a smog burger?
Oh!
Oh, well
Gets
done.
in there,
Zing.
permeates the meat.
God. Well
But
played.
anyway, going back to the know your audience thing. If it's somebody that you know pretty well already, like if you're starting to date a friend or like, kind of an acquaintance or a friend of a friend kind of thing, you could always like just bring her back to your house because it's not creepy because you already know each other and she knows you're not going to try to kill her or anything, which is, by the way, actually always a concern for women, which sucks. But then you can show off your cooking skills because, everybody loves a partner that can cook, man or woman. If the other person can cook for you, that's just a huge fucking plus. So make her some pancakes, and then you take the batter and you write something romantic like, "Do you want to be my slam pig?" on the griddle, and then you just serve that shit up to her, and then in the bag.
God.
You want to be my slim pig? Like, I don't even know if we can say that. Is that allowed?
And then you serve it with a side of bacon because it's pork.
Employees, is this breaking TOS? Just take us down now.
You can add a little exclamation point made of bacon at the end. Well, a question mark and an exclamation point. It's a question, so.
Jesus.
God, you're
Alright.
smooth, dude. God, you're smooth.
Dude, I know it.
No, you're
I know I'm
freaking-
good.
Well,
All right. Next question.
Oh my God.
Sassy ass Sasquatch asks, "Do you still go trick or treating on Halloween? If so, what do you dress up as?"
No.
we're all over
Man.
15, no? Or 14
I-
or 12.
I-
Where do you
Yeah.
stop?
I've recently, it's only been in the past like 3 or 4
Oh.
years that I'm officially
Oh.
too old looking to trick or
Okay.
treat.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't do
Um,
it.
Because like I'm not a particularly tall man. I can definitely like if I'm in like a fully like a ghost sheet or something that totally covers me. Like I could look like just like an awkwardly large like preteen who hit a growth spurt too early. So I could totally get away with that.
Oh.
I'm
But,
super tall, so I cannot relate to what you're saying. Sorry.
Yeah, you're
Um,
super huge, dude.
So,
And I
I just noticed that you're sitting way higher in the DX Racer chair. I had to like, dude, your posture is amazing. How do you sit like this?
I don't know. I always slouch, but I don't have one of these at home.
Oh, you can
This
see
is
the
not-
Doge better now, so this is actually a better posture.
way better. So I could pass that up nowadays. Like if I'm wearing something that shows my face, like I don't get carded at like the liquor store anymore. Like and I'm like, I feel old, so I'm like, I guess it's not gonna happen. But here's the thing: when you get to be our age and you have like a full-time job and stuff, you start to realize that
Buy candy.
walking is way too much work to get candy when you can just wait until the day after Halloween and buy massive bags of it
Yep.
for like
Yeah.
75% off.
Well, even
Why would you
before, it's
ever-
like
Alright.
you spend like $8 and you have the bucket
Let
that
me-
you usually get candy out of.
let me-
Like,
Yeah.
there you go.
let me twist this question in a little bit, since none of us are going trick or treating. So, but people still go to Halloween parties. Like that
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
What-
Oh yeah.
When was the last time you dressed up? That's,
Last Halloween.
what were you? We'll go with like, what was your last Halloween
It was
costume?
not a costume. It was just
I
like
was a
random
huge dick.
things on my body.
I was the scout from TF2.
Wait, what?
Nice.
And it
I
actually
have the
it was
fake
actually
costume
really
from
good, and
Jackass.
no one took a picture of it.
I have this year's.
Was it
Halloween
that good
costume,
then,
though.
or are you?
Yeah, probably not as good
Not
as you
good.
thought.
I have a
Probably-
talent. I have a talent for not appearing in any picture, so that like I'll be like, oh yeah, I hung out with like so and so tonight, and there will be like 20 pictures from the event, and I'm not in any of them. And the other person in our group of friends who's played the same exact problem is Tyler. Me and Tyler are always there and are never in any of the pictures. It's like genetic or something.
So,
Almost
last thing I
right
dressed
now.
up as was the dude from The Big Lebowski, but that was like 4 years ago.
Nice.
'Cause we have one of the biggest Halloween parties in the world in Pittsburgh.
Can I
know
say
an odd place to
what
have
I'm
it,
gonna be
but
this
yeah.
year? Because I
They
figured
built
it
a
out the
roller
other day.
coaster in the dude's yard for a Halloween party. Okay,
Yeah, it's pretty boss.
it's actually happened.
I'm gonna be a contestant from Legends of the Hidden Temple. Lord
Yeah,
Legend of the
dude.
Hidden Temple.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. in
Khaki
Slack.
shorts, knee pads, elbow pads, The fucking shirt, gold helmet. There you go. Legend of the Hidden Temple. Right.
By
there.
the way, in Slack the other day, this spurred like 4 or 5 people buying Legends of the Hidden Temple team shirts. So
Yeah.
like half of KBMOD.
So good. I'm actually going as the kid version of Simone the Digger from Gurren Lagann. Which
Oh man,
I'm not that familiar with.
going anime.
But yeah, I actually just ordered a whole bunch of the materials today. Should be here like Tuesday, and then I'm gonna start actually like working on the costume. And then if I'm happy with how it turns out, like I'm putting a lot of effort into it. If I like how it turns out, I might like take it to a con and like do a little cosplay.
You're cosplaying. Blah is
I might actually
cosplaying
cosplay.
stream.
It's honestly something like
Happening.
I like cosplayers. Honestly, if you talk to cosplayers, like they're always just passionate and fun. Obviously huge nerds, but totally
That's
respect
right.
that.
They're only one of two things: passionate or fun. Never weird or a little too into it.
There are definitely those, but I mean, for the most part, most cosplayers I've spoken to have been.
No, you're
pretty
right.
cool.
You're right. For the most part. Yeah.
So I've kind of wanted to try it. I don't know how much of an opportunity I'll get to because now at cons I tend to work. But I might be able to like do it for like a day, at the con and just walk around and. I have some friends who do it as well.
I like this suggestion for chat. Scott, you should go as Olmec. Nick's going as
he's the giant statue.
He's the
head
giant
from, like,
talking head.
Like, how is that humanly possible? How do you make a suit of?
He could also go as Kirk Fogg
Yep,
if
I was
he
about
wanted.
to say.
Yeah, Kirk Fogg.
Based Fogg, by the way, which is a Twitter account.
I'll be
Based
wearing
Kirk Fogg.
this costume to a
God
raid
damn it,
too.
Sidney.
So
Now, if only you can
Yes.
have a word with the con. I'm sorry, I'm assuming that you're cosplaying this, but say you took this as a cosplay to a con, you would need to have a teammate, and then you would have to speak to the people who are organizing the con beforehand to have a giant thick rope hooked up to the ceiling so that you can swing in.
People would freak the fuck out though. It would.
Oh yeah, no, you would end up like annihilating
a
like
BuzzFeed
a
clickbait article
12-year-old who's there for the first year with his dad, and like you just drop kick him in the fucking head. Yeah.
That's
All right. Next question from I am Cyberwaste. Who, in your opinion, is the most annoying character in video games? Could be how they control or how they act. And
it's
now,
not a
Oh, man,
specific
there's so
one,
many
but it's any character in a video
Wow.
Can we just...
this fucking picture.
game. Jesus.
Orb as a
dead. I'm dead.
I fucking Cinda does this to me all the time. Like in my chat, he's a mod, right? But all he fucking ever does is just Photoshop some shit. Not even Photoshop, it's like paint, but that's all he does. That's all he does.
Most annoying character in any video game. It's not a specific one, but it's whenever you have to follow a character and your walk speed is faster than their walk speed.
Yeah,
Yes.
the worst.
All of those
Like
characters can
significantly
fucking
faster.
die.
Yeah,
every
that's terrible.
escort quest in WoW. Just
In
described.
Shadow-
Oh yeah. The
In Shadow of
fucking
Mordor,
worst.
you just walk by your guy and it'll automatically walk your dude for you. It's great.
That
That is awesome.
I would say Tingle. Tingle from Wind Waker and every other video game he's been in. For anybody who doesn't know, he's a Legend of Zelda character who they just randomly threw in. Like, Zelda's got a lot of charisma. It's got a lot of lovable characters. And then they just randomly decide, I'm gonna throw in this fucking dude that looks like he's in a fetish outfit. He's like revealed to, like, if you talk to other people about him, they start to reveal that he's actually just like a creepy, tiny 35-year-old man who thinks he's a fairy, and like his mother hates him. And he just left home to fulfill his dream of being a fairy. He's really fucking creepy.
Navi was annoying. I agree, Darkwing.
I mean, Navi was annoying, but at the same time, like, helpful. If you hadn't played the game in a while, you come back, and Navi's like, hey, we have to go to that thing. And you're like, oh, yeah, great. And, like, I wish a lot more, like, adventure or RPG games had that, because you leave for a while, and you come back, and you have no idea what your goal is. Navi provided that service, and she was annoying, but she
At the
actually
time,
served
it was
the
really
point.
smart. Yeah.
Tingle's just fucking creepy.
Captain Price being thrown out in chat here. Come on, dude. Don't
He's
shit
not
on
annoying,
Captain
though.
Price. He's amazing.
Take the shot, mate.
Take the shot, so.
Take the floaty shot, mate.
Honestly, I think this is a weird answer, but honestly, Gordon Freeman's one of the most annoying fucks in any game ever. Mainly for the fact that he never speaks, right?
Yeah.
So like you're like you have all
how
this
many other
dialogue.
video game characters do that?
No,
Most.
I know. You're right. There's a lot, but so maybe it's the whole overarching thing of a lot of video gamers that do characters that do that. But like when there's like intimate moments or like not just intimate, I don't know why I said intimate, but like moments going on in the game where it would actually require dialogue, and it's just like nothing's
just
being said.
implied.
Yeah, it's like that's annoying. That's
It's
annoying.
just kind of implied what he said. Yeah, no, I definitely
Like I don't
think
like
so.
that. I don't like the quiet protagonist in video games. I think it's stupid.
Silent protagonist is supposed to be like a self-insertion thing.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, okay, well, whatever I would say in this situation, that's what it is. And like that kind of, I don't know if it started necessarily with JRPGs, but that's where it definitely became like prominent in my life. And it gets annoying. Like, how do you tell a story when one major factor in it has absolutely no input to any dialogue and no real like character development? And like,
exactly.
I respect games that manage to develop a character and give them character despite the fact that they don't speak, so it can be done well, but it oftentimes is not. I personally think Gordon Freeman has done really well because it's kind of like you get a feeling for his character based on other people's reaction to him. So it's all basically secondhand information, but it ends up shining through really well, in my opinion.
That's why Master Chief is such a fleshed out character, because over the years he's talked more and more. He's up to like 20 words now.
Damn.
It's like
I'm
like,
gonna finish this fight.
I'm gonna go with.
Sometimes it's just not as good. Like Jack and Daxter was silent in the first game for like no reason, and then in Jack like 2 and 3 they made him talk more and everybody liked it. So
well, and he had a fun
Cloud from Final Fantasy VII is actually annoying as shit from a game.
Not nearly as annoying as Squall.
That's true. Squall's just an emo bitch.
Squall is pretty terrible. Like, to be fair, like you're supposed to hate Squall because he's supposed to turn a 180 by the end of the game, and he does. But a lot of people never let go of that first impression of him being just terrible and shitty. Cloud is just kind of standoffish and shitty, but like as the game progresses, you kind of start to learn why that is, and he actually has like a good reason. Whereas Squall's like, I don't want to get close to anyone because one time when I was a kid, one of the other orphans I grew up with got adopted. Like,
there you go.
Like, why? Okay,
right.
Like something happened to you when you were 5 and you're 18 and you're still not over that shit. Get over it.
All right. This next question is very serious. Oh, go ahead. All right. Go, Brandon.
I was gonna say.
God,
really aggressive.
This better be a good one.
I had a good answer. I was gonna say Tails from the Sonic games.
Ooh,
because
okay.
he always thinks he's helping, but he's just getting in the way.
He's never. He's
bitch.
He's fucking awful. Oh, and they started voice acting that motherfucker, and that was way worse.
Every 3D Sonic game character, all of them.
Fuck, Sonic's annoying as fuck. They're all annoying.
Yeah, they're all
the whole
fucking
franchise can fucking burn.
And then like, what the hell's with like Shadow? And then, oh, you know who I wanted to submit actually for consideration is Toad. As soon as I started voice acting Toad from Mario.
Ooh, yeah.
Does anybody know Toad's voice? Like what he sounds like?
No.
Ow! Like that. Like he sounds like horrible. Like it sounds like, hey, make the most annoying sound you possibly can, and then somebody, like one person's submission would be Toad's voice. Like that's what it sounds like. I can't do it because my voice doesn't go that high, but it's like a combination of the most high pitched sound you've ever heard and like a horrible like throat cancer, like somebody who smokes like 400 packs a day. And they somehow managed to combine those two things into one character, and it's awful.
Someone nominated.
But take that and then amp up the pitch like 9,000 times.
Yeah. Someone nominated Slippy, and I agree. From Star
Slippy's
Fox.
a good answer.
Slippy, yeah.
Don't go in there, Star Fox. Over and over. Terrible. That was the worst Slippy ever.
All right, this next question is not a joke. All right, it's not a joke.
Right.
GX Splinter, also the CEO of Spurt, the Sticky P United research team, writes in, "My housemate is robbing me. What should I do? I need a full plan of action. This is not a joke."
I think we should let Nick answer this because I think I know what he's going to say. But yeah, what is he robbing? Yeah, we don't really know, I guess.
Yeah, we don't.
If anyone's robbing you at all and they're your roommate, then you probably Nick. What should we do with them?
What?
Me? What's your answer? Yeah.
Well,
What's your
my
answer?
answer is you weren't fucking prepared, and if you were a real prepper like me, you wouldn't have to be fucking worrying at this point.
That's not the
You
answer
retreat
Scott
to-
wanted to
no,
hear,
no.
because Scott wanted to know what your plan of action is when you eventually realize that he's been stealing.
Yeah. Why is this so difficult?
No.
Plan of action is get his
I don't
fucking
need that
legs,
shit.
man.
All the stuff in this apartment is all my fucking low tier items, like fucking trash loot. This is all trash loot. Like
items.
I've got a bunker out in the Nevada desert with all of my fucking purples and my blues.
Oh wait, we know what
Like,
he's.
this is-
Fucking low tier items.
We know what he's stealing. We have confirmation of what he's stealing. He's stealing money straight from his
Mac and
wallet.
cheese.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
Wow.
Well,
Fight it.
Um, obvious answer is to set up a webcam, maybe like put some electrical tape over the light so he can't see that it's on, and just record, and fucking take him to the police, dude. Like, get rid of that dude.
Where are you putting your money? Like,
how is he getting? Yeah, are you leaving your wallet?
Why are you just being like,
why does this man have access to your wallet? Is he sneaking into your room while you're asleep? Because if so,
really
props to him for being ballsy.
What? No, not well. I wouldn't give him props.
I mean, Splinter's pretty ripped, so I would just say beat his ass. Thank you, Orb.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You always beat his ass.
It's a message that this is not okay.
You guys, I
Kill that motherfucker.
Break his hand with a hammer.
Take out
You
his
guys
leg.
might actually need to Nighthawk. You might have built up sexual tension, so you beat the shit out of him, and then you guys just fuck in the park.
Yeah, there you go. And then everyone's happy.
And then it's like it's over. Like he was just in a rough time in his life. Is he a drug addict? Like I don't know. Like why does he need money?
He might
Buy a
just be an
safe.
asshole.
You could just buy a safe
Well,
if he's just taking money.
No, real talk. Leave your wallet like in your room somewhere, like by your computer or your laptop or whatever, and fucking get
come in
video
your
evidence
wallet.
and then go to the police.
What do you
Pretty
mean by
simple.
Just come in the wallet.
What's up, Orb?
Oh, I like that one too.
like he still stole from you, right?
Yeah.
So you need to confront him about that, and you need to beat his ass.
There you go.
well, no. This is what you should do.
His ass.
You should,
But
confront
he
him
already stole money. You need to do something about that money. He needs to repay that money and some interest. Otherwise, you do something.
Yeah.
you know what the best way would be to do it though is you bring it up in casual conversation and like casually bring up like you guys are just you're treating him real well, and then be like, so dude, what about that money? And then he's gonna be like,
Oh, that's good.
He's like, oh yeah, what money?
what money?
And you're like, the
He'll be
money
like,
you've been taking out of my wallet.
the money that you've been stealing from my wallet. Do you have them? Can I have it now? I
then
was figuring you were gonna pay me back or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can, and then
It was
bring up-
$140.
140. That's pretty significant.
That's pretty significant. Yeah.
If it's like a recurring thing, I would try to get video evidence first, so that way, if he doesn't fess up to it, you can just take it to the police, and you can just be like, "Listen, I have video of you doing this. I have copies. I'm going to the police if you do not pay me back."
Come in his wallet.
Slam pig his bitch ass.
And make sure, since we've established GX Splinter's ripped, be wearing a tank when you confront him, and just
Yeah, he's a big
kind of be
dude.
like, or we can settle this another way, and then just kind of flex on him and
Yeah.
just stare him down, like flex on him.
All
That's the
right.
answer to everything is flex on him.
Prepare yourselves.
Oh God, this email.
Final
I can't.
question. I'm gonna do my damnedest to get through it.
Oh, God.
I have to focus. I have to focus. Anion writes in. Just the first sentence. is-
Good.
Yeah. Hey guys, long time listener. Great cast, fantastic bunch of guys you got here.
God.
I already don't believe him, but that's okay.
No, not at all.
So as I was about to walk into the bar to meet up with my girl, I took a gander through the window and saw some pimply-faced motherfucker hitting on my woman. He was cuckolding me.
I fucking hate that word.
It is a fucking terrible word.
It feels gross.
It is a gross word. Suddenly, I remember a fortune cookie I opened the other day saying, "You will experience a cuckolding." I always assumed I would be the cuckolder, but now I realize I was the cuckoldee. Since I just finished watching an episode of The Real Housewives of Saskatoon, I pulled a polygon and came to a conclusion with little knowledge of the entire situation.
Oh God. Oh.
She was using me for my stacks on stacks on stacks and never even cared about me or my gamer score. As I was watching, he kept giving her drinks, talking to her nonstop, and even laughing at all her shit-ass dick jokes. And her jokes are the worst. They would probably make Joan Rivers roll over in whichever grave they found that wouldn't decompose her when all the Botox leaked out. Jesus Christ.
Quite an analogy.
Oh. An hour later, I see this Pee Wee Herman looking ass motherfucker leave the bar alone. As I was following him and trying to decide between confronting him with "you fucking asshole" and "how could you do me like that, bro," he suddenly turned around and saw me. Surprised, I blurted out. Surprised, I blurted out, "Do me in the fucking asshole, bro." Not wanting to know whether or not he would accept my accidental proposition for anal play, I stabbed him and stole his basketball shoes and wallet. Turns out he was just a waiter, and that wasn't my girlfriend, and it was an Applebee's. My question for the cast is, how the fuck can he afford the new LeBron 11s on a waiter's salary? Cause dem Bron slime hat on was illy though. I've been trying to get a pair of them hoes ASAP Alapagus. Much love, Anion.
Oh god.
Oh god, that's good.
They
That
were
is
fucking
good.
fakes. Like some obvious.
Yeah, I mean
they
that's
were
the
fucking
obvious.
fakes.
They were fake LeBrons.
Those were-
That's
those
fucking
fucking-
Yeah, they're knockoffs. He got them in Chinatown. Either that or he's just riding really hard on mom and dad's,
God.
charity.
Oh my god.
This got so dark.
It got wonderful. What are you on about?
I stabbed him and stole his basketball shoes.
And then when it turned out to be an Applebee's and it was a waiter, I fucking can't. It's so fucking dumb.
Oh,
This is, I don't know. This is
The
gonna be
slow
hard to ever
reveal.
top. This is gonna be hard to
It
ever
was an
top.
Applebee's the whole time.
Wow.
that picture at the end, yeah. What the fuck?
Oh.
What is that picture?
I don't know.
That's Drake from
That connected
Degrassi.
That's a picture of Anion.
No, it's a picture of Drake from Degrassi. Wait, it's Michael
Oh.
Jackson thriller.
All right, well,
Oh, fuck.
that is
Wow.
it for episode 160 of the
God.
KBMOD podcast. Big thanks to IncredibleOrb for staying up super
Yes.
late or
About
getting
7
up
a.m.
super
now?
early, depending on how you want
Don't worry about it, guys. Anytime.
I'm sorry I called you tapes like 30 times.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. Don't
You
worry
can
about
go
it.
follow his channel at twitch.tv/orb. And you can follow him on Twitter at IncredibleOrb. All of our Twitter handles are on your screen right now. At Blackliteattack, at KBMODJohn, at Volition, at NFEN, at APLFisher, and I am Dan at Infinite Sad. And that is it. Episode 160 in the books. We will see you next week. Later, guys.
Well.
Bye. Drive safe.